I can swim. Just can't walk or dress myself. Take it easy. Take it easy.
All's my life I has to fight, nigga. All's my life hard times like, yeah. Bad trips like, yeah. Nazareth, I'm fucked up, homie, you fucked up. But if God got us, then we gon' be alright.
Nigga, we gon' be alright. Nigga, we gon' be alright. We gon' be alright. Do you hear me? Do you feel me? We gon' be alright. Nigga, we gon' be alright. Huh? We gon' be alright. Nigga, we gon' be alright. Do you hear me? Do you feel me? We gon' be alright.
And when I wake up, I recognize you looking at me for the pay cut. Bahamas, I be looking at you from the face down. One Mac 11, even boom with the bass down. Scheming, and let me tell you about my life. Painkillers only put me in the twilight. With pretty pussy and Benjamin is the highlight. I tell my mama I love her, but this what I like, Lord knows. 20 of them in my Chevy, tell them all to come and get me. Reaping everything I sow, so my karma come in heaven. No preliminary hearings on my record. I'm a motherfucking gangster in silence for the record. No, it's too late. Boys and girls, I think I've gone great. Trying to side my faces all day. Won't you please believe when I say, when you know we've been hurt, been down before. Nigga, when our pride was low, looking at the world like, where do we go? Nigga, and we hate poor, wanna kill us dead in the street for sure. Nigga, I'm at the preacher's door. My knees getting weak and my gun might blow, but we gon' be alright.
Nigga, we gon' be alright. Nigga, we gon' be alright. We gon' be alright. Do you hear me? Do you feel me? We gon' be alright. Nigga, we gon' be alright. Huh? We gon' be alright. Nigga, we gon' be alright. Do you hear me? Do you feel me? We gon' be alright.
What you want? You a house, you a car, 40 acres and a mule, a piano, a guitar, anything. See, my name is could live at the mall. I can see the evil, I can tell it. I know it's illegal. I don't think about it. I deposit every other zero. Thinking of my partner, put the candy, painting on a Rico, digging in my pocket, in a profit big enough to feed you every day. My logic, get another dollar just to keep you in the presence of your Chico. I don't talk about it, be about it. Every day I see cool. If I got it, then you know you got it. Heaven, I can reach you. Pet dog, my dog, that's all. Big back and chat, I trap the back for y'all. I rap, I black on tracks, so rest assured. My rights, my wrongs, I right till I'm right with God. When you know we been hurt, been for. Nigga, when our pride was low, looking at the world like, where do we go? Nigga, and we hate poor, wanna kill us dead in the street for sure. Nigga, I'm at the preacher's door. My knees getting weak and my gun might blow, but we gon' be alright.
Nigga, we gon' be alright. Nigga, we gon' be alright. We gon' be alright. Do you hear me? Do you feel me? We gon' be alright. Nigga, we gon' be alright. Huh? We gon' be alright. Nigga, right? Do you hear me? Do you feel me? We gon' be alright.
I keep my head up high, I cross my heart, ain't going to die. Love's complicated, too afraid of my changes. I'm alright in your favor, dark nights in my place.
big deviants is all catching hell in 2024. It's up for all of them. It don't matter if you Diddy or whoever you is, TG Jakes, any of them. All lies will be exposed. That's all. And anyone who takes that the wrong way, know why they take it the wrong way. The truth is the light.
Salute, 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 and welcome. Welcome back to the Black Ocean. Now, so we're getting deep in with your host, the one and only Great Black Shark. Oh, yeah. You heard the good brother Cat Williams, and I couldn't have said it better myself. He told us what was going to happen, and we've been seeing that. I know it sounds cliche at this point, but it's turning out to prove to be a very true statement that the good brother Cat Williams made. Let me go ahead and say this at the onset of the broadcast, and salute to the good brother Black Truth United for the cash out. Thank you very much, my brother. Let me go ahead and make this clear at the onset. And my moderators, I want you to make sure that you enforce this as new people come into the chat room. Probably be quite a few people in here tonight. We'll see. Nonetheless, let me make this clear. I'm going to do this broadcast for two reasons. Number one, to make my position clear on the whole Diddler situation. Now, you already know where I'm probably finna go with this. If you caught any of my previous broadcasts on the Diddler situation, and a lot of what I said in those broadcasts has come to pass. That's the first thing. My position on this only. I'm not talking about what other new black media content creators have said or anybody else. So do not come in my chat room talking about so-and-so said this, so-and-so said that, etc., etc. Okay? I'm telling you now, and I'm only going to tell you once. The second reason I'm doing this broadcast is for the impressionable young black men out here that need this information, because if you're an older man, you should understand everything I'm about to say. I'm not going to have no damn cape on for nobody. I'm not Superman. That's not what I do. And I do not idolize or worship celebrities. I don't care whether you're the wealthiest to the least wealthy, okay? I don't idolize celebrities, okay? I don't do that. So this broadcast is probably going to hurt your feelings, but for those of you that have the sense enough to listen to what I'm going to say, it just may prevent you from finding yourself in a similar situation, especially if you don't have the Diddler's money, okay? Or we're going to get deep into this tonight. Oh, we are not playing any games over here because, see, let me tell you something. My platform, the responsibility that I have is to make sure that I use it to try to help my people, okay? I don't tell nobody else what to do with theirs. That is not my position or my place, all right? But see, over here on this platform, I'm going to give you the truth. And after I give you the truth, it's up to you what you will do with it, okay? We're going to explore a lot of different avenues here tonight. We're going to clarify certain things because, see, unfortunately in Black America, and this is one of the exploitable weaknesses that's in our community, unfortunately, and I hate to see this, but a lot of people in our community, like that old anti-black racist joke goes, want to hide something from a Negro, put it in a book, and then for the people that do actually read, okay, there's a disconnect between reading and comprehension. Let me tell you something. I can read very well, and I comprehend what I read very well. I'm going to make sure that everybody over here understands that tonight on this broadcast because, see, this is not a laughing matter what's going on. Unfortunately, one of the things in Black America as well, amongst the children and the teenagers, we understand it. But sadly, one of the other exploitable weaknesses about Black America is a lot of our grown people idolize celebrities just like little children. I'm telling you right now, I hate to say it, but from what I'm seeing with a lot of the commentary that's going on surrounding the Diddler situation, it's a lot of, and I get why. Because if you're the type of grown adult where you live your life vicariously through celebrities and you get to idolizing these people to the point that you're obsessed over everything they do, then you will overlook a whole bunch of things when they do things wrong and make bad decisions, not mistakes. Because this is what we're dealing with Diddler's situation. It's bad decisions. It's not they just trying to take a black man down. It's not I'm happy that he did nothing. I didn't tell him to do anything. But what I'm going to do is teach the lesson behind these foolish decisions that he made that got him put in this position. And trust me, tonight's broadcast is going to cover everything pillar to post. A lot of things are going to make sense that did not make sense to you before. Because see, I'm gonna tell you what the Diddler is up against. Let me be clear. In his situation, they are setting him up to take his life, okay? And with the decision that he made is putting him in a position where they're not going to try to get him the same way as Epstein. That'll be too obvious, but I'm just going to tell you right now, and this is going to break a lot of people's hearts. He's not going to beat these charges, okay? There's no way in hell he's going to beat these charges. Mark my words on this. You're not getting out of this one, Diddler, okay? You're not. I don't care how much you come out and say not guilty, this, that, the third. Now, of course, he's innocent until proven guilty of the things he's charged with, and we're going to get into that tonight here as well, because we're going to look at exactly what he's being charged with, okay? Ain't going to be no misinformation or no feelings and what it should be and what it's not. I don't deal with that over here. I deal with reality, and I encourage everybody that's on my channel to do the same, all right? So we're going to get into that and see, let me explain something. If when he does get convicted, he's going to die in prison. And I'm not just talking about over a duration of time. They got to knock him off because, see, a lot of people in Black America tend to think that just because you become wealthy, that means you have power. No, I'm going to prove that here tonight. You can have all the money in the world and be black, but you still don't have the same power as them folks do in the system of white supremacy. Because, see, really the only option the Diddler got at this point, I've heard that he should anyway, because it would be irresponsible if he didn't. I've heard that he's made sure his kids are set up. They shouldn't want for anything, no matter what happens to him. But the Diddler need to go ahead and get to telling. Because, see, I'm finna show you some strange behavior that I found here. And a lot of you probably already aware of what I'm going to mention. If not, it's probably going to shock some of you, but it doesn't shock me because I've said it for many years. A lot of these celebrities that a lot of you idolize because you never met them, or if you have met them only briefly, if you spend any time in close proximity to some of these people, you'll find out that these are some of the worst dirtbags on the planet. I'm talking about all races of them, okay? Not just the black ones. We go ahead and clarify something else at the top of the broadcast. I am not talking about what should be and what should happen and all this other stuff. I agree. You know, I've covered the whole thing with Vince McMahon and several white wealthy degenerates over here on this channel. We're talking about what's happening in our community. Okay, so that's what I'm focused on, the Diddler, because he's not a white man. I understand what Hugh Hefner did. I get what Vince McMahon did. Question, are they black men? Were they black men, huh? In the case of Hugh Hefner is no longer here. They're not, right? We all agree on that, right? They're white men in a system of white supremacy. No Negro, I don't give a damn what dollar amount of net worth you reach, can do what they do in a system of white supremacy. See, for me, I want all the degenerates that do anything untoward and harm people against their will. I want them all locked up. I don't give a damn what race you are. I don't support that in any way, shape, form, or fashion. But see, I've told you all this for years. One of the problems with some of our people that make it to these upper echelons of different parts of society, they start to try to emulate them folks. That's exactly what they do. And when you do that, you forget that this money you got does not transcend your blackness. You can't do what they do. Okay? So that's the point I wanted to go ahead and make here because, see, we're going to get into a great deal over here tonight, and I'm going to make it all clear. So let me go ahead and greet this team guests that I see joining us because we got a lot of ground to cover here tonight. I see the sister Chris MC in the house. I see B1 Satin Darling here. The good sister V Mosby. I see Two Stay Woke in the building. Sidonia Snow. Black Truth United. Patricia Jenkins. Scylla T's in here. Let's see. Sakina is in here. I see Sister Studs Ed. Tanisha Murdoch's in the building. Let's see. I see Smooth T-Mac Films. What's going on? Let's see. Make sure I don't miss anybody. I see the good brother Hot One in here. No Longer Sleeps in here. Yuki the Snowman 3114. My good brother Lee Holmes. I see Matrice 03 in here. Let's see. Make sure I don't miss anybody. Good brother Derek Parker. Young brother Josh Norris. I see you, Chris G's in here. Let's see. Make sure I don't miss anybody. I see Miss Decatur's in here. Salute to the good sister, Mrs. L. My brother Breeze Omega's in here. Trey Jones is in the house. I see Christine S. West in here. Let's see. Make sure I don't miss anybody. Good sister Goddess Navi is in here. And Domsky Arcade. Salute and welcome to all of you and anybody else that'll be joining us in attendance here tonight. So I'm going to tell you something. With what the Diddler's looking at here, if convicted, 15 years to life in prison, chances are it's going to be the long road because all they got to do is have even a couple of them witnesses testify with some of in favor of the prosecution with some of the stuff I'm gonna show you here tonight. Okay, and it's a wrap. And it's a wrap. And see, let me tell you something. This is his best bet. This is what he should be doing right here. Because see, if the Diddler was smart, I'm gonna show you what the Diddler should have been doing right here, or what he should do rather. This is what the Diddler should do.
Talking about Mr. Brown, what they?
They. Look at it. Kareem Akbar. That's right, the educated brother from the bank. He's the real head of the CMB, the brains behind the whole thing. I told you, this thing is bigger than Nino Brown, and I got a list of people. If I'm going down, I'm taking a whole lot of them.
Oh yeah, that's what you better do, Diddler. You better get to singing, buddy. You better get to singing, man, because if you don't, let me tell you something, man. There's no reason that you should have to take your fall by yourself, because see, it's been a long time coming, Mr. Diddler. Hey, yeah, listen, I'm going to get my jokes in, because I'm going to tell you right now, salute to my good sister and first sergeant, some chick named Star in the building. I'm going to get my jokes in, and I'm going to prove to you why, because see, this broadcast is going to shock you here tonight. You know, one of my tenets is, even if I have an ideological disagreement with somebody, when somebody's right, they're right. And I admit when they're right, and I will agree with them when they're right, okay? The old saying, even a broken clock is right twice a day. So y'all going to be quite shocked at some of the stuff I have to show you, because see, I got to get my jokes in early. Oh, yeah, because he's hurt a lot of people in the community. I'm not going to act like we don't know that. Oh, yes. Oh, Sean Song. Yes, your hole is mine. Oh, Diddler. Diddler, Diddler, Diddler. Let me deal with something else before we get on deep into this tonight's subject matter. No, Diddy, okay? If you a freak and everybody's consenting to what you do, no harm, no foul, okay? As a heterosexual man, I tell y'all all the time, I am not a saint. I even joke with you, and I tell y'all I'm a heathen, okay? But the one thing you ain't gonna never hear nobody come up and accuse me of, and there being the truth to it, is that I made them do something against their will. No, 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 no. I do not play that. And I'm gonna tell you young black men something, a good rule of thumb that was taught to me by the elder men on both sides of my family. Once you get your own place, you get your paper right or what have you, no matter what profession you in or talent you have, athlete, entertainer, whatever the case may be for you, you better not be the type of person where you want to pile a whole bunch of folks over to your damn house. One, because even with surveillance, you can't watch everybody. You don't know what type of drug habits they have. You don't know what type of beef they got with somebody. They're going to try to bring the shit to your spot. It's reckless, okay? You need to keep your party circle small if you're going to have one. And you need to make sure it's responsible people. And here's the key rule of thumb. Not only do you need to make sure it's responsible people, you need to make sure it's people that actually have something to lose just like you do. Because if you don't, guess what's going to happen? See, watch this. Salute to the good sister Sakina Collins for the cash out. Watch this. How many of y'all remember the DJ Academic situation that I covered? Okay, where he got himself in that hot one. I think he's still dealing with that, if I'm not mistaken, where his so-called homeboys was over to his house. He went upstairs, passed out drunk. A chick he's supposed to be dealing with was there at his mansion. And then, you know, they go get drunk together and they go smash poolside. Now, he got footage of that. He claims, you know what I'm saying, that the police didn't, you know, charge him with anything. But I think she's trying to get him civilly, what have you. But the bottom line is this. Let me tell you how a boss is supposed to handle that situation. Okay. All of us was chilling together earlier that night. If I'm DJ Academics, we partying. All right. Come time to, you know, you're going to go back to the crib after we sit up and kick it for a minute. I'm going to tell my homeboys, all right, bro, I'll holler at y'all tomorrow. I'm here with my lady right now. I don't need no help with this. I got this part covered. Now, whatever you going to do, wherever you going, you're going to have to do it here because you're not staying here. We'll holler at you. Ain't going to be no going upstairs. I wouldn't trust nobody like that with my home. You better watch some of your family members when it comes to that. You hear me? If you know you got some goofy family members that do stupid shit, they got drug habits or what have you, you better be careful about what happens at your home. You know why? Because anything that happens at your home is going to fall on you. You understand me? Okay? You can take that or leave it because, see, let me tell you something. Old Sean Song that you see on the screen right now, yeah, that's right. He's a Mortal Kombat character. Let me show you something else about old Sean Song. He's not by himself because, see, I want to get the preliminary stuff out the way here. Oh, Diddler, 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 Diddler. Diddler, this is real in case a lot of y'all hadn't seen this, okay? Shout out to the brother Say Cheese, courtesy, the photos courtesy of him. This is his number now. This is his number now. Sean John Combs, okay? All the little other names you got, now when you go in that system, you're going to go by your government name. Your register number, 37452-054. That's a damn shame. That's a damn shame for anybody, not just him, because what I'm saying here tonight goes beyond Puffy. I'm just using him to teach a lesson over here tonight. That's a damn shame if you get to the point of being a multi-millionaire, almost a billionaire. All you got to do is live your life, do right by your family, your community, and try to help put other people up. But you had to go and become a drug head, because I'm just going to call it what it is. I ain't saying alleged nothing. He's a goddamn cokehead. Okay, that's another thing right there in your circle. Becoming an excessive alcoholic or a drug addict or whatever. Let me tell you something. As black folks, I understand we deal with a lot of pain in America. A lot of people turn to that bullshit to try to cope with things, but that only makes it worse because it gives you an addiction. And when you have an addiction, that alters your state of mind as far as your thought process and your cognition to be able to make functioning adult decisions. And then that starts to lead to you harming other people around you. You become look, because I'm gonna tell you right now, this is gonna sound cruel to y'all. I don't kick it with no fucking drug addicts. I don't. I'm not knocking what anybody else choose to do. I'm talking about me. I don't have no cokeheads in my circle, to my knowledge. And if I find out you are, hey, I had to turn you loose. You got to be over there. I ain't gonna get in my vehicle with nothing that's illegal. I don't like kicking it around fucking potheads. I don't. Okay. I ain't telling you what to do, because I know some of our people are hooked on that bullshit. They swear they're not. But if somebody said, hey, put it down for 6 months, man, I can't do that. So your ass is a junkie. You are hooked on it. Okay. I know I just heard some feelings then, but that's the truth. See, I deal with the real over here. I'm going to lose a lot of subscribers tonight. I'm going to tell you right now, because I'm not going to mince any words. You better take a good look at this screen. Young black folks that are free and successful right now. You got your health about you. You stop and think about what this is like for him, because I'm going to tell you something. He's going through his own hell right now, worrying about a great deal. But see, just put to the side all the very real threats that are attempts that are about to be made on his life to silence him, because this man had the who's who at them freak out parties, and a lot of people are nervous right now. A lot of the people that were with him, some are either silent, and the other half of them, they putting that cape on for him, because a lot of them, I don't have to call no names, y'all know who they are, and trying to veil the shit like they not caping for him. I'm like this. Was your ass at a freak off? What you caping for? All right. And I get the case that's being made as a black man in America. I understand what it is to be a black man in America and be a successful one at that. But you know what? I'm finna show y'all something else to give you some logic to shut down the bullshit that you hear a lot of people saying regarding putting the cape on for the damn Diddler. Let me tell you something. Watch this. I want some audience participation on this, because I'm going to ask a very important question. Okay. And salute to my Lieutenant Tam Chan here. I see you, good sister. Got a question for you. There are gangs in Black America, right? There's gangs in America, period. We all know that the boys in blue with the blue badges, okay, they're the biggest gang in America, okay, most terroristic. And above them are the United States government. The biggest gangsters, drug dealers, hoes, and pimps are in the United States government. This is why I agree with this assessment. Diddler isn't the be-all, end-all orchestrator of all these things. You damn right. He got his behavior from other people, but he made decisions. He made decisions. So now here's where I'm going with the comment that I made about the gangs. All of you, no matter where you in here from, you might have grew up in a city or a state where there was gangs that were prominent. Are all black people in those gangs? I'm going somewhere with this. I want you to follow me. All of you, no matter where you from, listen to this broadcast. If you're familiar with any gangs in your city or state, is every single person in your city or state a gang member? Oh, I'm going somewhere with this. We all know the logical answer to that is no, right? Okay. Let me ask you another question. In every city and state in America, across all races, there are criminals, okay? I'm going to say it again. In every city and state across America, there are criminals, right? Dealing with just Black America, is every black person in your city or state a criminal? Is it? Answer with that one. So that would be also logically no, right? So I said all that to say this. Diddler's situation for everybody's like, oh my God, they're just gonna get you no matter what you do. There's some truth to that, but the other 50% of that is what decisions, key word, and I always tell y'all, it's a big difference between a mistake and a bad decision. What decisions did he make that put his goofy ass in this position? Because he made decisions, and we gonna prove that here tonight. Oh, yes, we are. Now, I will say this. The only thing that I can say regarding Diddler, just stating the facts, his folks failed him. He did. See, you better understand something. If you're a black parent, that's the most important job that you'll have in the entire world, okay? You're responsible for the grooming, the training, and the instruction of a new life, okay? They get their first assessment of what's supposed to be right and wrong from the household they grow up in. He had a fucked up start, okay? Everybody knows that his dad was out there in them damn streets and he got what the streets bring you to, okay? So now you think about him coming up without a father. Now, I got to go here. I rarely ever do this, but I'm going to prove what I'm saying because a lot of y'all probably going to clutch your pearls. His mama ain't shit either. Yeah, I said it that way. Yes, I did. I rarely go there, but I got to do this to tell the truth. There's no way for me to sugarcoat it. And I'm going to back up what I'm saying. Y'all know if I make an inflammatory statement like that, I've got proof of it. And we're going to get to that proof because, see, you need to understand something else. Now, let me go ahead and show you something else I got here, okay? Let me show you something else. A lot of the people that was kicking it with the Diddler, you know what I'm saying? They scared that they might be on the tapes. Oh boy, some of them are Kevin Loud. You seen his weird looking ass. He done stepped down from his position. Okay. Y'all seen all that, right? Kevin Loud done stepped down. Okay. You got a lot of people shutting down businesses. But here's something else I want to show y'all. Oh, because see, let me tell you something, man. I don't care whether you're an atheist or whatever the case may be with you. Everything done in the dark comes to the light, okay? Everything. You don't have to believe that. Time is the great reveal of all things, and it will show you better than I can tell you that that's truth. Your boy Usher, okay? You know Mr. Usher didn't see a man's wife that he didn't feel like he needed to be all up on, hugged up on, twerking, and you know what I'm saying? Rubbing and kissing all up over him. Okay, cool. All right, that's what you do. You see this is his Twitter account, right? Or X account, whatever you want to call it. Hey, good look now. I'm just showing you this. Let me show you something that old Mr. Usher been doing here lately. He ain't the only one, okay? Because I ain't going to just get on Usher. No. We gonna get on all of them. Let me show you something. Hold on. Let me get back up here. So I want to slide this up so y'all can see it. Let me know if you can see this okay, because if not, I will enhance it. And let me know if you can hear me loud and clear in the chat room too, because I expect them to mess with this broadcast tonight. I'm just going to give you advance warning. You know, when I go in over here, they not going to let this broadcast, this channel alone. This is a truth telling channel over here. I don't do shit for clicks, likes, views. I don't make up shit that I can't prove. Usher deleted, or someone for Usher deleted, damn near all of his tweets, okay? He's not the only one. Oh, there's been other celebrities deleting them tweets, boy, because they ain't anything connected to the Diddler. Pink is one of them, they say. Oh, he ain't the only one. Like I said, Kevin Loud stepping down from his position. He's not the only one either. Let me tell you something. For the idiots, because their attorneys will probably tell them to do this, but they must have some dumbass attorneys. Let me tell y'all something, right? And you goofy celebrities that might be listening to this by some type of chance miracle here, that's not going to save you because they're on X's servers and all they got to do, and this is why all of them are scared shitless right now. Everybody's been talking about why everybody's so quiet, why they ain't saying nothing. I'm going to introduce to you two words: federal subpoena. I'll say it again, federal subpoena. You get hit with that federal subpoena, you finna have two choices to make. Either you gonna cooperate and give them what they asking for, or you gonna be quiet and have your own consequences that you have to face. Because if they hit you with that federal subpoena, you coming, and they're coming to get you, okay? I'm just letting you know right now. So see, all that everybody scrambling, trying to delete tweets and stuff, boy, you must have the dumbest attorneys ever, because look, if you put this out here in the digital world, there's a footprint. Many of us know how to find these things. I mean, look, here's the funny thing about it. I'm not going to tell anybody how to do this, but right now, they better hope that certain individuals that would have a vested interest in embarrassing them, Don't hack into their accounts because they can put all that shit right back up there like it never went anywhere. I'm not going to go into detail about how to do it. All of my IT professionals, you know exactly what I'm talking about. I give details of that in the chat room because I know some of you know exactly what I mean on that, okay? So I'm just letting them know, hey, man, you know, look, them federal subpoenas are coming. There's no way around it, okay? So Usher, buddy, yeah, you know, if you ain't got nothing to hide, bro, you know what I'm saying? You good, but we all know a lot of these people that idolize the Diddler, they couldn't help themselves because, see, let me go ahead and deal with something that I do agree with because we need to get to this too before I get deeper into what I have to show you all here tonight. Look at this ugly mug right here. I know you like, GBS, what in the hell are you showing me this for? I got to do it. You need to know who this is. Let me ask a question. How many of you know who this is? I'm going to see just how much you know about the situation that Diddler's in, and I'm finna teach you a lesson about everybody use the term fuck you money. I'm finna teach you all about what fuck you money really is. How many people know who this is off the top of your head? Just taking a look. I want to see how well astute my chat room is on this complete situation here because, see, I could have spoken on this a while ago, but I said, no, I'm going to wait till some of the stuff I said was going to happen comes to fruition, and here we are, and I say, then I'm going to speak on it. How many people? I give y'all a couple of seconds. Nobody in here knows who this is? Nobody? I give you a couple more seconds because I'm going to show you how this ties in here. Because, hey, man, listen, let me tell you something. Michael Williams said Monica L. Nah, Lee Holmes is tripping. He said Gumby's wife. The Lone Wolf effect said someone very hideous. Yes, that she is. She's hideous, but my brother, I'm going to go ahead and show you something. You're right. She's definitely hideous. You don't have to be attractive, though, when you're this heifer right here, because let me show you something. Let's get on down and reveal who she actually is, family. Uh-oh, can you see that name tag? Can you see it? Let me know if you can see that name tag loud and clear, because I'm going to tell you who this is in case you don't know, okay? Can y'all see that name tag? Can you see it? Let me know if you can't. This is Deborah Ann Crew. Now, who is Deborah Ann Crew? Deborah Ann Crew is the chief executive officer, better known as the CEO of Diageo. It's not Diego, it's Diageo. Now, who is Diageo? Diageo is the parent company, okay? The parent company of Ciroc. You know, the same parent company that Diddler won the lawsuit against for racism. Now, you're probably like, well, GBS, what the hell does that have to do with that? Well, why are you showing us this? I'm going to show you how fuck you money actually operates, okay? Let me put her ugly, you know what? I'll leave her name tag right there because I'm going to show you something else about the term fuck you money because, see, that's something I understand very well and how that operates. Let me show you something, right? Look at this, okay? So now, in case you know anybody thinks I'm just whistling Dixie with this, because I'm going to educate you over here. Oh, yeah, you're going to get some education over here about who you do and don't fool with. In the chat room, I'm going to put this in here 3 times so that you can reference this for yourself. You're going to want to bookmark this article when you get a chance, okay? Diageo, and this is according to Forbes, all right? This is where I got this information from. I'm going to show you who he was messing with here. Because, see, one thing about it, even if you got money, you better understand that money is only one component of power. I've talked about this for years. There's 3 components to power, okay? Starting from least to greatest. And a lot of y'all that's never heard me say this going to shock the hell out you, but I'm going to prove it here tonight. So you learn something when you come over here. Money is the least component on the power scale, okay? But it's a component nonetheless. You can move a lot of stuff. Now, a lot of you probably like, what the hell is he talking about? How is money the least of the components on the power scale? I'm going to show you why. Follow me. The next highest component on the power scale above money is respect. I've given this examples many times, okay, over the years. The reason why the United States government couldn't find Osama bin Laden was because he had the respect of the people in Pakistan, Islamabad, Pakistan, that he was actually giving jobs to, funding certain projects they had. So they were like, yeah, United States, we see that little sum of money you offering, but fuck you. He's done a lot more for our people than that. So he has our respect. So that means that respect is a currency that is higher than money sometimes. You better pick up on what I'm saying, because I'm going to reveal to you the number 1 most powerful component of the 3 that comes to having real power in this world. Information. You understand me? Information is greater than respect and money. Why? Because you need information to acquire the other two and maintain them. I'm going to say it again. Out of the three components of power, from weakest to greatest, money, the weakest, respect, the next highest, okay? Information trumps all of them because you need information to acquire respect and money and hold on to both of them. Information has started and ended wars without a shot. You understand me? Do you know how powerful the component of information is? See, a lot of people in our community, all we are trained to do, a lot of us, is just look at how much money somebody got. Little Negro trinkets. No, that's bullshit. Don't you know that the most powerful people in the world, like this woman I just showed you here, who's the CEO of Diageo, they laugh at black folks that think that that's some type of power. Let's take a look at this according to Forbes, okay? Let's show you some. Hold on. Let me go ahead and get up here. I want you to see this. What kind of company this is, okay? Diageo, company stats. Industry, food, drinking, tobacco. Now, let's deal with that. Don't you know that those three industries right there alone would put you in access to sitting on billions and billions of dollars, and then in connection to that, a whole network of people. Because why? One of them is a definite necessity, food. Everybody has to have food, okay? Drink, and we're talking about alcoholic beverages, as you know, okay? Diageo, parent company of Ciroc. And then tobacco, which is an addiction that everybody has. So now you think about the networks that you're going to build if you're in control of a company like this. Diageo was founded in 1997. Its headquarters is in London in the United Kingdom. As you see right there, Chief Executive Officer, as of right now, Deborah Ann Crew. Employees, as of this recounting of it, 30,269 employees, okay? All right, so now you see what type of conglomerate the Diddler was up against, because look, I'm all for every one of us suing them folks and getting justice, but in his case, when he had so much dirt out there, man, boy, he did not understand the game that he was playing. See, everybody keep asking, man, that tape been around since 2016 and all this. They could have been put it out. Yeah, you're right. They could have been put it out. The only reason that it didn't get put out was because the right person didn't pull his folder. My day ones know that I have told you for years that these celebrities, athletes, and entertainers, a lot of times we be wondering why they can't say this, can't say that. They come into the game making certain goofy ass decisions. Primarily if they have a drug habit, an alcohol habit, them folks gonna find out what your weakness is if you have one. If you're the type of person that's not family oriented, oh, they're gonna peg you right off the bat. Here, go ahead and get this line of cocaine. Come on ahead and get some of this alcohol. Oh, you can't, you a dude, you got to have all these women around you all the time? Oh, you like them white women? Psh, oh, shit. Go ahead and get me a couple of these little raggedy Beckys over here, but see what you don't understand is when they send Becky to you, oh, they've given her instructions. Your due date is coming. Her job is to get as close to you, screw, suck, everything you want her to do, and make sure she get all the information from your goofy ass. And a lot of these Negroes and these heifers fall for the same scenario over and over again. And then they start inviting you to the parties. You know, all the parties that make you feel like you above every other black person. Oh, you made it. You got all this money in your head. You're so powerful. You do whatever you want to do. Okay? And then you get to going to enough of the parties. All of a sudden they ask you to do X, Y, Z. And, being that you think you on the same level as them folks now, because, you're above the rest of the Negroes in society. You think you up there with them folks now. And then you get the gumption up to tell them what you not gonna do, and then they're gonna look at you like, really? You sure you want to say that, Diddler? You sure? Okay, come over here real quick. Let me holler at you. You see this old photo that I got on you, boy? Now listen, you need to bow down like a good little bitch and do what I told you, because if you don't, this old photo is going out there and you are done. Everything that we made sure you have, we gonna snatch it right back from your ass. And guess what? The most painful thing about that is your stupid ass helped us do it. You came in here with the coke habit. You came in here with the alcohol habit. You came in here and just had to put your dick every and anywhere with strange women that we sent you. See, let me tell you something. A smart boss would be like, hey, man, if I do drugs, I don't want your shit. If I am going to drink alcohol, I don't want your shit. If I'm addicted to bitches, I don't want none you send me. In fact, I'm going to be wary of anything you try to give me because I know. See, you got to come into the game understanding how it works, man. And see, this is why I regret and feel very bad for any young black person that comes in because, you know, hey, a young black person, man, is hungry. And that's something you never do. You don't ever go into a business deal hungry. They come in hungry. They got stars in their eyes, man. This is their chance to make it. They're thinking about taking care of their family. Nothing wrong with that. But they come in there not prepared to deal with these types of things. So I'm just giving y'all the breakdown on how, you know, Puffy got himself in this situation because, see, where he really fucked up at, instead of you being the person, once you got to a certain level to say, hey, man, let me warn y'all about what's up here. You know what I'm saying? Look, I done been through XYZ. I'm going to go out my way to make sure that I don't treat you like that. What you do? You get your black ass in a position and you start mistreating any and everybody that you could that was black. That's a part of the reason why his ass is in the situation that he's in now. But we're not done yet. I'm going to go ahead and get this out the way because, you know, I made some inflammatory statements that his mama wasn't shit. I'm going to prove that right now. And I want you to see this, and I'm not going to play it. I'm not going to give any commentary until it's over. I want y'all to take a listen to this.
Yeah, for real. Mom Duke know how to have a good time. She ain't sitting in the house playing. They outside moving and shaking, baby. She come with me to strip club. I don't care. For real. It's my dog. You know, I want to live life. We out here moving and grooving. So my mom told me, she just said, keep moving, baby.
That's right.
Keep moving.
Don't stop.
She could touch the floor with her palms. You know? Flat. Oh! Take pew, pew, pew.
Hi.
She's getting a drip with me. She's hydrating. What's up, Ma?
Everything's good, baby. I'm here with you.
Yeah.
I love you.
I love you too.
My baby.
Ma, freshly dipped.
Yo, how dare this nigga told me he want receipts? Let's start with your mother, nigga. Your mother got the receipts, nigga. Everything is in your mother's name. That's the one who got the receipts, nigga. You need more proof, nigga? Biggie ain't here, so Big can't give you no receipts. He dead. Craig Mack can't give you receipts. He dead. What are you talking about? Who else? Black Rob can't give you receipts. He dead. And everybody else you made sign paperwork so they can't talk about what I'm talking about. I'm the only one with the guts. You're not signing, nigga, because I ain't need the money. All money ain't good money. Remember that. Remember that.
Indeed, you better remember that because whether you like Mace or hate him, what he just said right there was true. All money is not good money. Let me go ahead and quote this because a lot of people misquote it. The Bible verse does not say that money is the root of all evil. The Bible says the love, key word, the love of money is the root of all evil. Now, let me go ahead and clarify what I said about his mama. First of all, let me tell you something, man. I'm no saint, like I said. I'm a heterosexual man. I have an appetite for certain things, but I'm not a damn fool with it. But one of the things I've never discussed with my mother was going to no strip club. We ain't never went to no damn strip club together at all. I wouldn't be sitting there talking about how my mama can, or my mother would never sit in front of me and talk about how she could put her hands on the floor flat. Basically, in case y'all didn't catch what that means she up there dancing in the club with her ass tooted up in the air. Huh? Your mother, that's a sacred term right there. That's an earned, honorable title, okay? Your mother is half of the human representation for what the Most High is on earth. The other half would be your father. And I'm going to tell you something I damn sure never did as a grown man. I never kissed my mother in the mouth, okay? That degenerate bullshit right there, that let you know that his mother, hey, look, you see who his daddy was? She was one of these chicks that fell in love with them street niggas. And I'm not saying all street dudes are bad, but, you know, Puffy's dad was a dirtbag. I mean, people don't just pop you in your head while you sitting in the car for nothing. You had to have some shit going on where you had to look over your shoulder doing dirt and your dirt caught up with you. And see, this is why I keep telling a lot of y'all, a lot of these guys out here like, man, I want this type of girl. You're looking at these guys that's out here hustling in the streets. You think you want to be with these types of chicks that they with? No, you don't. These are dirtbags. You better understand that these are some cutthroat, grimy, low down, greasy, MFers that you ever did want to see. You don't want that in your life. If you're a square dude, stay in a square dude's business. And see, let me tell you something. She couldn't train her son up to be anything other than what she is, because you got to look at it. His father's gone. So now you don't have a proper example of manhood in the house. If you did, he wasn't worth a damn. Okay. She ain't shit because she chose to be with that type of grimy dirt bag. All right. So where your life gonna go from there? I'll tell you. She probably did the best she could to take care of him, of course. But I can tell that he grew up spoiled. Because see, when you spoil a child and have them thinking that they can get away with whatever they want, they can do whatever they want, treat people however they want, the real world doesn't operate that way. Okay. And you see what that turns out and where that gets you. But see, we got to get into something else. Oh, yeah, because see, like I said before, I don't know about other people, but I can actually read and I can comprehend what I read. So let's make this clear. The Diddler is not just being charged with being freaky. We're going to read what he's charged with, okay? We're going to read it. We're going to read enough of it to show you all why this is a problem right here, all right? So, as you see, and let me know if you can hear me okay, and let me know if you can see the screen very well, because if not, we will get all of that adjusted. Back to business, give me a thumbs up in the chat room if you can see this, because you're going to get the thorough education on this tonight. Like I said, for anybody coming in here, don't come telling me about what another content creator said. I don't give a damn about that. I'm stating my position on it, and I'm going to teach the lesson that a responsible content creator and platform owner should be teaching to Black America, okay? All right, so I just want to make that clear yet again, since we got a couple more people in here. All right, so we're going to get into reading what the Diddler is charged with, all right? We're going to get into reading it, because it ain't just because he was freaky or none of this other stuff. No, there's no crime in that. There's no crime in baby oil, so I ain't going to really be talking about no baby oil and none of that. You see it, United States District Court, Southern District of New York, United States of America versus Sean Combs, and all his little alias on there, Puff Daddy, P. Diddy, PD, Love, all of that. Yeah, that's the defendant. We got that part. This is from that indictment. And if you're looking for a copy, you hadn't found it online, I have it in the free section of my Patreon. You can download and look at it for yourself. Count 1, racketeering conspiracy. That's count number 1. Let's read this. The grand jury charges. Here's the overview. For decades, Sean Combs, a.k.a. Puff Daddy, a.k.a. P. Diddy, a.k.a. Diddy, PD, Love, all that other stuff. All right, y'all know his names. We know him. The defendant abused, threatened, and coerced women and others around him to fulfill his sexual desires, protect his reputation, and conceal his conduct. To do so, Combs relied on employees, resources, and influence of the multifaceted business empire that he led and controlled, creating a criminal enterprise whose members and associates engaged in and attempted to engage in, among other crimes, sex trafficking. We're going to come back to some of this stuff because I'm going to break this down the right way. Forced labor, kidnapping, arson, bribery, obstruction of justice. Sean Combs, a.k.a. Puff Daddy, a.k.a. Diddy, all his other nicknames. The defendant operated his business headquartered at various times in Manhattan and Los Angeles under a variety of United States-based corporate entities, including Bad Boy. Okay, so now, that's count 1. Let me come back up here and make sure that I explain this, because I'm probably going to be one of the few people that do this, and I'm doing it because I know it's the right thing to do. Let's break down a couple of terms that I've heard people confused about. Coercion, okay? Now, when you think coercion, I hear a lot of, and some people mean this in good faith, but there are some people that they know better than this, and because they idolize celebrities, they're not going to say what I'm going to say. I ain't got nothing to do with what they're saying. I'm saying what I'm saying because I know it's the right thing to do. When we think coercion, a lot of people think, okay, if you're dealing with a person like a little child that don't know no better, or a mentally handicapped person. So a lot of people have asked, well, how does coercion apply to consenting adults or grown adults? Let me explain something to you. And see, you brothers better understand what I'm saying. If you don't like what I'm saying, that's cool. But if you get your ass in a situation, you can't say that nobody told you if you stay over here and listen to the sound of my voice. Young Black men, pay attention if you have wise ears enough to hear. Let me explain something. This goes hand in hand with what consent is and what it is not, okay? When it comes to consent, as far as anything sexual between you and another person, male or female, whatever the case may be, whatever you do, consent can be revoked at any time. I don't care whether you like that or not, how fucked up it sounds to you. The minute that somebody say, hey, stop, I don't want to do that no more, and you continue to do that, now you have committed a crime, okay? That's just that. We dealing with what is, not with what you feel like the law should be, okay? Now, coercion. Coercion is if a person tells you, like I just said, hey, man, I don't want to do this no more. Stop, whatever, you know what I'm saying? I'm cool. And then instead of you stopping, you keep trying to talk the person into doing it, okay? And you keep on. And even if they agree to do that, let me tell you something. Coercion is also looked at under the law as if you intimidating the person, okay? Listen up. I'm telling you what the law is. You ignore it if you want to and get your ass in a situation. You don't have the Diddler's money, chances are, if you listen to this broadcast, okay? And you one of these hard-headed knuckleheads, all right? Because a knucklehead ain't gonna ever be successful at anything. Whole nother broadcast for another day. Let me get to another term in here that confuses people. I've heard this said also, all right? Sex trafficking. A lot of people have made the misnomer and the egregious mistake of saying that the federal government doesn't prosecute sex crimes. Use a damn lie. Anything that they purport you've done across state lines becomes federal, okay? Now, if it's just sexual assault or, rape or something like that, that's the state. When you cross state lines with something, that is federal, okay? You better look up what I'm telling you. See, I'm going to tell you right over here whether you like what I'm saying or not, all right? Let me get to something else that people are confused about, and some people are willfully misleading folks, and you're going to hear a lot of folks continue to do that, but you're going to get the right information over here tonight. Kidnapping. Let me explain something to y'all, okay? Kidnapping isn't just you went and snatched somebody and tied them up and threw them in a trunk and took them somewhere. No. It has a broader legal definition than that. Let me explain something to you about kidnapping, because kidnapping is, and they'll hit you with another term that I'm going to explain in a minute. Kidnapping is, let's just say somebody come over to your crib. Y'all, for whatever reason, you're going to do X, Y, Z. They say they don't want to participate no more. They want to leave. You stop them from doing it or tell them they better not do it. And then whether you armed or not, prevent them from leaving. Now you got another charge coming your way called false imprisonment. They usually hit you with that kidnapping and false imprisonment together, okay? So these are the things that they're alleging, and if they can prove any of this shit, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. I'm telling you right now, and chances are they're going to prove it because, see, let me tell you something, dude. It would be one thing if it was the regular police coming after him. This is the feds, bro. One thing about the feds, before they come and get you, man, they watch you for a long time. Now, watch how I tie this back into what fuck you money really is, okay? Remember the heifer that I showed you earlier? Huh? Remember her? Let me tell you something, dude. How do y'all not know, and this is just my conjecture, but it seems like it's probably likely, how do you not know that before he decided to file that lawsuit, hey, he probably had started falling out with them folks? One thing about folks with that real LFU money, they don't wait until a certain point. They be like, oh, okay, you not going to play ball? Let me get the ball rolling against you. Let me go in and start finding out your secrets. Let me get some private investigators on you. Let me start talking to some folks that you got. Because, see, this is the thing about why I'm going to tell you this. If you get to a point where you bless in the community and you have an abundance of wealth, try to make more people that are friends than enemies, because your enemies are always going to be looking to cooperate with whoever come their way, and it don't take a big bag for them to cooperate if you're one of their enemies, okay? So who's to say that old girl didn't say, you know what, all right, cool. Let me get with not only your enemies in your music industry, let me see who else you done crossed in this arena that I'm in this business arena. They probably had, because you know them folks. Come on now, I'm talking to you real over here. Everything I'm saying, y'all could probably see this happening. Who's to say that the other folks in the industry that, pedantly crossed, whether he was right or wrong in business, she didn't have a conversation with him and say, we finna take this uppity Negro down. He done made it easy for us, because look what my private investigator found. You got a coke habit. Oh, you got your little freak offs going on over here. You done cheated this person, cheated that person. Oh, you beating on your girl Cassie here? Okay. Let's get this plan set in motion and get these gears turning. These are people that, let me also dispel another myth too before we get to the other charges. Let me dispel another myth. I hear a lot of people talking about, well, he got these tapes and oh, well, if something happened, he need to release this, release that. Let me tell you something, dude, about real power. And I'm going to give you proof of it. Don't you know that real power don't give a damn what tape you got on them? Let me explain this to y'all, because a lot of people don't know what I'm talking about. And you're going to tell that what I'm about to say, I'm going to give you a way for it to make sense to you in case you don't get it. Real power is like, okay, so what? You got the tape. So you know, I've got family members. Okay, I'm just talking to you like somebody that has that kind of power would. I'm going to break this down so you understand it. Imagine them telling him like, okay, so what you know? You got the tape. I got family members that are in the Supreme Court, politicians, et cetera, okay? People that really run this country. And even if you did put out the tape, hey, ain't nobody gonna prosecute me because these are my people. They'll just act like it didn't happen, huh? Now, Donald Trump would be the rare exception, but let's use him for a minute. Before all this came up with this election, everybody already knew that stuff about Trump, huh? Was anybody willing to prosecute him? Nope. Look at the stuff that came out about Joe Biden. Look at the stuff that came out about his son Hunter. I'm pointing you real world examples so you can see that when people, even if you have them on tape doing something, if they have real power, if they're connected to the folks that run this country, your tape don't mean a damn thing. The only thing that tape means is like, okay, that's where you want to go with it. Now we got to teach you a lesson, huh? So I'm just letting you know these tapes that he got, it don't really mean what you think, because see, the only way that you get in trouble is if the people that are running the country agree to prosecute you, huh? You see, let me make it even more vivid for you. Let's just say that some of these politicians, because you know politicians, he had everybody there. But let's just say that some of these people, nieces, nephews, whatever, was at the free calls. Okay, just give you a small example. Man, you think that if one of these people's nephew or niece is a senator or something like that, you really think that they finna get prosecuted like he is? I'm going to give you another example. This is going to sting a bit before we get further into this, because I got some lessons to teach y'all. This one is going to break it down where y'all completely understand how this situation works. Let me tell you something, man. Vince McMahon accused of some of the same stuff of Puppy, right? And I want to see his punk ass go down too. But you know why you ain't going to see nobody raiding his house like Diddy? Are you connecting the dots yet? Am I threading this needle for you? You're not going to see nobody, chances are, raiding Vince's homes like that because he's connected to those types of people. See, you need to understand something. When them folks get in power, they don't go buying Rolls Royces and just buying houses all over the place for no reason. No. Let me tell you how them folks in power spend their money. What they do, they say, oh, okay, I know I got these degenerate habits. Let me go ahead and, hey, let me get some of these Supreme Court judges in my pocket. Hey, let me go ahead and kick some money to both political parties. Let me go ahead and get in good with academia. They get it. They look at every branch of power in this country and say, you know what? Fuck all this jewelry and clothes and cars and all this other bullshit. Even my cocaine hammer got to take a back seat to this because they set themselves up so that when they get caught or if somebody do try to take them to court for anything, they're like, hey, man, you're wasting your time. Don't you know that I was just golfing with this person last week? I'm not going anywhere, huh? So now I hope y'all understand the situation here, because see, the Diddler didn't do that, and it's obvious by his lifestyle. Oh, Mr. Party. I guarantee you didn't set yourself up where you know you don't have to worry about this, because it would have never gotten to this point. All right, we're not done yet, because see, a lot of people can't read. We're gonna read count 2 because it's 3 counts. We're gonna go through these 3. Count 2. Sex trafficking by force, fraud, or coercion. Okay, let's read it. The grand jury further charges from at least in or about 2009 up to and including in or about 2018 in the Southern District of New York and elsewhere. Sean Combs, a.k.a. Puff Daddy, all his nicknames and all that. I ain't gonna keep reading that. The defendant in an affecting interstate and foreign commerce knowingly recruited, enticed, harbored, transported, provided, obtained, advertised, maintained, patronized, and solicited by any means a person knowing and in reckless disregard of the fact that means of force, threats of force, fraud, and coercion as described in Title 18 of the United States Code. That's count 2 that he's being charged with. Again, he's not being charged because he was freaky. This isn't, see, let me explain something else while I'm going over this. a lot of black folks that talk about this kind of stuff, they deal in the world of everyday black folks that are on the level of, like, if you talk about somebody with money, oh, you just hating on them. You hating. See, you got to understand the rest of the world, they don't operate off of a childlike mentality like a segment of our society does. They don't. They don't play them goofy games, all right? Nobody's playing with this man. This is what he's being charged with. We're going to get to count 3 here because, see, like I said, unfortunately for some of them folks, listen, I can read and comprehend what I read at the same time. We're not going to pull this game talking about, oh, they just charged him because you being free. No, we're not going there. Count 3, transportation to engage in prostitution. Let's read this. This is the 3rd count against him. The grand jury further charges from at least in or about 2009 and up to and including in or about 2024 in the Southern District of New York and elsewhere, Sean Combs, okay, and all his little nicknames, defendant knowingly transported an individual in an interstate and in foreign commerce with intent that the individual engaged in prostitution and attempted and aided and abetted and willfully caused the same to wit Combs transported, aided and abetted and willfully caused the transportation of female victims and commercial sex workers in interstate and foreign commerce on multiple occasions with the intent that they engage in prostitution, okay? That's the 3rd charge that he's been hit with, all right? That's all 3 of the charges, all right? So now that's what they're saying, whether you believe that that's fair, not fair, whatever, that's what the actual charges are, all right? You see that in the document itself, okay? So I'm just going over what he's actually being charged with because, see, here's the other thing, too, that's also in there, and you can read this for yourself. The other thing that's in that charging document, man, where they get to talk about weapons, no, it's not illegal to own weapons, but you cannot have no type of weapon, even if you a licensed, registered firearm carrier. Okay, you got a gun license carrier, concealed carry. You can't have no guns with no fucking serial number scratched off. We all know what that's used for. And for the slow people, these are guns that you want serial number scratched off so you can knock somebody off with, okay? They catch you, and for any of you young dumbasses out here that might be listening to this, if your ass get caught with a firearm with a damn serial number scratched off, you already in trouble, okay? So if that's you and you listen to this broadcast, you might not want to be in possession of that, and you might not want to be kicking around people that's got that going on, especially you not in that lifestyle, okay? So now, I just had to go ahead and get out the way what he was actually being charged with because, again, for the people that didn't get it, do a brief breakdown again. Racketeering, conspiracy, sex trafficking by force, transportation to engage in prostitution. That's the basic 3 charges that he's being charged with. Now, got to deal with something else here, okay? Because, see, I get it. This lifestyle that he's living right here, this is a picture, man. Man is on top of the world. I wouldn't have a bit of problem with that. I want to see all of y'all living your actual best lives like this. But see, where you lose my support and the support of most righteous black people in the community, notice I said righteous, that doesn't mean you perfect or you're a saint. It's when you start using your power to harm people in the community, okay? Now, at that point, hey, whatever happened to you, I'm not putting a cape on for you. I'm indifferent. You deserve what you get because you hurt a lot of people, okay? That's the truth. So now let's deal with this. Let's get this straight, too, because a lot of people have problems understanding what a damn RICO law is, okay? Let's read this. The Racketeer, Influence, and Corrupt Organizations Act, okay, the RICO law, RICO Suave, whatever you want to call it, of 1970 seeks to strengthen the legal tools and evidence gathering by establishing new penal prohibitions and providing enhanced sanctions and new remedies for dealing with unlawful activities of those engaged in organized crime. Let me break something down to y'all about these RICO charges. And I agree. I wish the white supremacists would get hit with them. But in a system of white supremacy, hey, chances are, man, they got to do something and cross some of them people that's got that fuck you power that I'm talking about, okay? Because it would be nice to get, look, the Ku Klux Klan shit, all white supremacist groups should have RICO charges, okay? Because, see, this is what you need to understand. In order for him to get hit with RICO charges with that, let me show you where this is going at. If you are engaged in what he had going on and you got other people that you paying to go get these chicks and bring them to you, et cetera, that's all they need right there because you cross the state lines and you the one they taking orders from. So at this point, they consider that racketeering, okay? All right, so let me explain something else to you that I want you to be aware of. When they say organized crime or criminal enterprise, You don't have to own no multi-million-dollar business. Let me explain something about that term criminal enterprise. A criminal enterprise can just be you and 3 to 5 other people, and you be the one in charge telling them what to do. They'll hit you with criminal enterprise. That's the same thing they're doing with Young Thug and YSL, and I'm not putting the cape on for them bastards either. They made some of the same decisions that the Diddler made. We're going to see how that go for them. I wish that asshole Fannie Willis had that much dedication towards prosecuting white supremacists, but hey, I'm not going to hold my breath for nothing that's not going to happen. Bottom line is, I'm letting you know, yes, I wish that did apply to white supremacists. However, in a system of white supremacy, if you're a black man or a black woman and you worked hard to get to a point of significant wealth in this country, you should move like you know that. Salute to the good brother Anthony Williams for the cash out. You should move like you know that and say, hey man, I already know I'm black in America. I can't move a certain way. See, let me tell you one of the bad boy artists I respect, because we ain't done yet, but night, we just getting started. One of the bad boy artists I respect is Carl Thomas. You know why? Probably remember this. A lot of you don't know who Carl Thomas is. You're young, but you can look this up for yourself. I remember years ago when he was just getting to his success on Bad Boy. He was an R&B singer, for those that don't know. And they were asking Carl about, yo, you know, how you like this new success? Your album, you know what I'm saying, is doing good. Hey, man, you know, how's it feel to be on Bad Boy? What it's like to party with Puffy? Carl Thomas told him just as calm as ever. He said, listen, man, you know, it's cool and all that. I enjoy it or whatever, but hey, man, I just come in the studio, lay down what I'm going to lay down on these tracks. I go do my shows and I go home. And they was like, that's it? He was like, yeah, man, that's it. Because, see, he knew what the deal was. So I shout out to Carl Thomas, man. That's the smart way to do things, man. And see, let me tell you something else. If you get to a point, because I don't knock nobody for trying to eat, but you need to know what you're walking into. Now, speaking realistically, there's no way you're going to understand what kind of stuff go on with somebody unless you at that level or they showing you certain things. But by the time you start seeing certain stuff, you got to make a decision like, okay, is this something I really want to be involved with? Because, see, we see what he did to Shine. It's already done been proven that chick came out and said it was Puffy that shot her in the face. Shine sat down for 10 years, man. Y'all done heard what that brother had to say about that. See, the Diddler is not an innocent person. I'm not putting the cape on for nobody that's responsible for all the shit that we know he did. Now, this stuff that they got going on here, they got to prove it all. And he's innocent till proven guilty. But I'm just saying that everybody's not lying on this person, man. I done showed y'all on this very channel that conversation that he had with the Lops when they called up there. Them guys ain't got no reason to lie. Let me tell you something. I met the brother Styles, man. That's a down-to-earth brother, man. I can't speak for Jadakiss and the rest of them, but I know for certain that if he hanging with them guys, hey, man, they probably got similar values. Them brothers right there, if they accuse you of something, they ain't lying on you, bro, especially about no money, okay? That's how I know they was telling the truth about that. I'm telling you right. Any of y'all that probably met them brothers, you know what I'm talking about. They straight shooters, man. They're not going to bullshit you. They don't hang around no fake and phony people like that. So that conversation that you heard on this very channel, like one of the broadcasts I did on the Diddler, hey, they said what it was, man. And you could hear how he was talking to them like oh, man, you beneath me. You ain't going to be able to do nothing to me. I'm Diddy. That's what he convinced himself of in his head, okay? And see, that's very dangerous. Like the old saying goes, when you start believing your own lies, okay? See, you can lie to other people. When you start believing your own lies, that is very, very dangerous because, see, now, I've taught you all this many years, and I'm going to say it yet again here tonight. You start believing your own lies, you have separated yourself from dealing in reality, okay? See, that's the dangerous thing about a lie. Sure, you may fool some people, but it's not reality. So when you start convincing yourself that your lie is the truth, you're in danger and everybody else around you is in danger, okay? And the sad part is some people may be innocent. They may not know what you got going on, all right? So now that I got that out the way for the knuckleheads, because I know some people going to listen to this, put one end out the other, and they're going to find themselves in certain situations. They're going to have to face the consequences of their actions, okay? Yeah. So now I'm going to show you something else. I'm going to play this without commentary because, see, I'm doing this broadcast here to educate the people in our community that can be educated. I don't try to save everybody. That's not my job. I don't want to. Back to business, I'm going to make this clear. There's some people in our community that need to go. So don't ever make the mistake of thinking I'm trying to save anybody. I want to make that loud and clear. Now, I'm speaking for myself. I'm speaking for nobody else, okay? There's certain trash in our community that needs to be excommunicated from it, amongst men and women, okay? So for those of you that are smart brothers and sisters out here, I want you to listen to how he got set up and how Cassie's lawyers, okay, no matter what you think of them, and I already told you, I don't think she's a saint in it all either. I already broke that down in a future broadcast, not going to go back into all of that. But I'm going to show you how you move your chips on the chessboard for real. So you know that old cliche saying everybody run around in the community talking about a chess move, a chess move. I'm going to play this without commentary, and I'm going to show you what a real chess move is.
They didn't sue just Diddy. They sued his corporations.
They sure did.
And they sued his corporations and sued in her capacity as an employee. When you do that, it triggers commercial liability insurance.
Yeah.
And it triggers another policy called directors and officers. Okay. And we know he's a director of these companies as the CEO. So now you got two policies. What happens then is it takes away Puffy's ability to settle. It's not his choice no more.
So it's no longer personal accountability. It's his organization.
It's his organization. And it's no different than like if you hit somebody with your car.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say you have State Farm. State Farm gets to decide to settle, not you. You could say, I didn't run the stop sign. That's not true. They're lying. If State Farm says, we don't care, we did our investigation, we're settling, that's it. That's what happened here. So because they added those claims, the corporate insurance carrier got to say, read over and say, oh, hell no, we giving her the money.
We're hearing you. Diddy's public reputation is done.
It's done.
Yeah.
And if he wants to be able to leave anything to his children, he needs to walk away from all of these corporations.
Damn, he can no longer be the head of his corporations?
Well, remember, didn't I say directors and officers liability?
Yeah.
More than likely, what will happen is those insurance companies, they have the ability to say, we won't renew your policy if he continues to be a director or officer.
Now, did y'all hear what she just said? Because let me tell you something, as a business owner, everything she just said, I can verify to be the truth. Now, in case any of you like, I don't believe that. Oh, yeah? You know he's no longer over revolt anymore, right? You know that, right? He stepped down from a lot of certain things because for the reasons that she just said. See, let me tell you something. Insurance companies are gangsters, okay? Let's just go ahead and clear that up right now. What she said is true. Hey, if you get accused of something, for example, I give you another example to everybody. What are you talking about the white man? Vince McMahon. Is he still over on the board of directors and the CEO of WWE? No, he's not. You know why? That very policy she just stated applied to his ass also. So Shane, Stephanie, and his family was like, hey, man, look, bruh, listen, you can't fuck about money because you can't keep your dick in your pants and you run around here being a little freakily. You're going to have to come on now. Need to step on down. In fact, we're going to vote you out. We're going to do what we got to do to get your shares of the company away from you. So they had to force him out. Everybody would have been bottom up broke, okay? Because see, you cannot operate that type of business without the proper insurance. Do you know how hard that would make it for you? Huh? And see, like she said, the insurance company will tell you, like, look, man, that's a cool story you got, but hey, so this don't cost us? Nah, we're going to go ahead and settle out. Just go ahead and pay them, all right? Don't care nothing about what you're talking about. You want us to continue to insure you. And see, let me put you up on something else. Because see, I'm talking to you from a real point of view here tonight. A lot of people talking about this Diddler thing ain't going to tell you what I'm telling you. Not only will that particular insurance company that you got drop your ass off of that directors and officers policy, let me tell you what else they'll do. Don't you know they'll tell everybody else that's an insurer not to fuck with you? Huh? So it ain't going to be like, oh, I'll just get somebody else. No, you won't. No, you will not. That is not how that works. I know I'm breaking a lot of people's hearts tonight, but I'm telling you the truth, okay? I ain't going to sit over here and tell you no lies. They're going to be like, hey, look, this fool over here, this is what he got going on, okay? Look, if you deal with him or her at your own risk, okay? Because, see, when you do stuff like this right here, I'm not going to play that despicable footage. When you do stuff like this right here, man, people, with sense that's got something to lose, going to back away from your punk ass. Everybody running around talking about, man, we're all these people to defend Diddy. Hey, man, they not finna mess with their brand and their reputation. The ones that don't have nothing to do with it legitimately. And the other half of that equation is the people that, hey, they like, oh, shit, man, they seized over 250 cameras from his house. I might be on there. I was at them parties, and they know what they was doing. Oh, it's all gonna come out. Just wait till that trial. Oh, and he ain't gonna make no bail because, look, I'm gonna say it again. I'm not wishing for it, but I already know what's going to happen. You can post your $50 million bill all you want. You're not going nowhere. You can appeal it to the cows come home. It's going to get denied again. They got you where they want you for two reasons. They either going to off your ass because of certain things you probably got, or they're going to do it at a later date. And at the very least, you'll spend the rest of your life in prison, and it's going to be several attempts to get you after that, okay? I'm just telling you what's happening. I ain't wishing nothing. I'm just keeping it real, okay? I'm telling you what's finna happen to him, all right? He ain't going to beat this trial, so for anybody holding their breath, let me tell you something. You better look at what the conviction rate with the feds is. They don't have an over 98% conviction rate for nothing. When they come at you, any lie you tell, they be hoping that they be doing the Birdman here. Like, yeah, go ahead and tell us a lie. We've been watching you for the last 2 years. You don't know that? Go ahead and tell a lie and make it easy for us, huh? So no, that little fantasy world amongst the little Negro flunkies he was pushing around, you're not gonna get away with that with them. It's a wrap for you, bro. It's a wrap, and it's been a long time coming. See, let me point something else out too, because I want to touch on this. Gene Deal, okay? Oh, Gene Deal, talking to everybody, talk. I'm gonna tell you why I don't respect Gene Deal. A lot of people are like, well, GBS, well, hey, if you offer justice, why you don't respect Gene Deal? I'm going to tell you why. Gene Deal isn't talking out the kindness of his heart. Gene Deal, I'm going to tell you why he doing all that talking. Y'all want the truth about that? Huh? Let me know. Y'all want the truth about that? I'm going to give you something that a lot of people probably hadn't told you regarding that's going to make a lot of sense, okay? How many of y'all want to know a possible scenario, which is most likely the truth, about why Gene Deal is doing all this talking, huh? Because I'm finna tell you what the deal is, all right? With Deal, pun intended, okay? The deal with Deal. The deal with Gene Deal is way back when they probably started the process of pulling his old folder, okay? One of them feds probably caught his ass somewhere like, hey, look here. You want to be a free man or you want to go down with him? They probably pulled his ass to the side like, look, this is what we already got. See, this you right here. Remember that? Remember that night? Oh, you look like you were having a good time, huh? Yeah. So now look, this is what you gonna do. You either gonna cooperate with us so that we can further build this case so when we finally come for him, or you can stay loyal to your friend and you're gonna get what he get, because we already got you on tape. Now, when you look at Gene Deal, he looked like a big overgrown rat. And I'm not caping for the Diddler or anybody. I'm just telling you what I think is plausible, the reason that he's talking. He's not talking because out of the altruism and the goodness of his heart, because he's a good person. No, they leaned on his ass. He cut a deal. And I believe, again, pun intended, Deal cut a deal. And he said, look, okay, cool, man. I don't want to go down with him. I see y'all got me on tape. Just let me make a deal where I can get paid telling on the nigga. Hey, that's all they're going to take? Cool, knock yourself out. The more you talk, the more, and I'm going to tell you why this is likely. Unfortunately, it's not supposed to work this way, but there's the court of law, then there's the court of public opinion. The feds are dirty as hell, okay? So do not think I'm capable for the feds. I'm just telling y'all how they operate. They dirty as hell, so they know, okay, we'll cut a deal, okay? Let you talk, and now you're going to sully public opinion against him. Plus, we already got the evidence that we need. So, hey, we don't care if you make a couple of coins running around telling everybody what you got to tell them and writing all these books. His punk ass was right there. So, no, I can't respect it. I can't respect it. He is not some good shining knight in white armor, some good person. Nah, you saw all that shit, and you worried that, hey, the feds done told you what it is, Deal. They're like, all right, now, listen. You better talk, or you going down with him. And he did what he look. When you look at Gene Deal, don't he look like a big overgrown rat? He do. He look like a big cartoon rat. I'm just saying, man. See, that's the actual definition of snitching. If you were doing something with somebody together committing a crime, and then you go and flip and tell on them, that's actual snitching, okay? And again, I'm just saying, I ain't caping for him. I'm just telling y'all what's likely reason why he doing all that talking. All right? Because see, when you look at this scenario right here, I already said this, I'm going to say it again. Reason why I can't respect the Diddler on top of everything that he did to people in our community, bruh, when I saw that tape of him beating on that woman like that, and I know she's not black, but I'm just saying, a woman, period. Let me tell y'all something. The first thing I looked at, I said, damn, bruh, I know how strong I am as a man, okay? Let me tell you something. No exaggeration. There are people related to me that have served in combat with me. I have damn near godlike strength. That's not me being full of myself. I'm a strong man, okay? I'm the type of brother, shit, you run up on me, shit, all right? If I grab you, shit, we gonna have some fun. Never mind the music, just keep dancing. My point is this. I could not imagine turning the strength that I have as a healthy, able-bodied man speaking to you on this microphone, turning that towards a unarmed woman. That's the only way I could see myself having to deal with somebody like that. They would have to be armed with a knife or gun trying to kill me or my family. But unarmed, all because I'm trying to restrain you from participating in something against your will. Ain't no way, man. Do you know how psychotic and evil you got to be? And look at this picture right. He's standing over that woman like that. See, man, no, bro. I wasn't raised that way. I could not look at myself in the mirror as a man and get up knowing that I did that to another woman. For what, bro? Yeah, I mean, all that money you got, let her go and get another one if that's what you wanted to do. Huh? With the free calls or whatever. Hey, she said she don't want to be a part of it. Hey, man, go ahead and slide her a little something to keep her quiet. You ain't have to put your hands on her. Let her go. Like, I'll just replace you. You puffy. You could have easily did it. But see, that was all about control and being intimidating over weaker people. Because see, Puffy is a weak man. You need to understand something. A weak male. Weak males are very dangerous because when they do get a little inkling of power, they seek to abuse that power. A strong man or a strong person, a just person, but we talking about men. A just person or a strong person does not seek to abuse their power. You understand? I know it's some little incel knuckleheads that have told you the opposite of that. Talking about power isn't power unless you can abuse it. Bullshit, okay? Because see, they're fine with telling you shit like that until it comes to harming somebody in their family, their daughter, their mothers, okay? Their aunts, their little nieces, okay? And they're fine with that fucked up shit until it hits them, all right? So I'm just making my position clear on that. But see, we're not done yet. I want to show y'all something. Check this out. Here's the question that we got to ask. Are you for sale if the price is right? Now, why am I asking this question? Because, see, the greater majority of this broadcast was me addressing the brothers, okay, the younger brothers, especially in this broadcast tonight here in the chat room, or that may come across this on the playback. Let me tell you something. I asked this question on the screen. Are you for sale if the price is right? Is because you ladies, let me tell you something. Because I already told you in previous broadcasts that Cassie wasn't innocent in all of this either, nor are the rest of these women that's around him. Carisha, they coming for your ass too. Expect that federal subpoena. Oh, yeah, Young Miami, your ass gonna go to court. Oh, they coming. Bitch, if you were smart, you would leave the country right now. So expect Young Miami. She gonna be testifying. If she stay a goofy ass here, watch what I tell you. You gonna be like, damn, GBS, you called it. Go to trial, she gonna be sitting up there on that stand. Watch. Because they already know who the witnesses are. They're going to get up there. And it scores them. And look, the fucked up thing is, for Puffy anyway, all it takes is 2 or 3 to corroborate any of them charges that I read you. And see, read further into the charging document. The other thing besides convicting him, the government is going to seize all of his assets under the fact that he earned that. They're saying he would have earned it under a criminal enterprise. So they finna take all them houses, cars. The only thing that's going to be left is what he put up for his kids, hopefully, okay? That's it. They finna get everything. But see, ladies, for those of you that are starstruck, you know the ones I'm talking to, the ones of you that like to go hang around NBA All-Star Weekend, the ones you that's always trying to sneak backstage at these rappers' concerts, the groupies, you know, the ones, you know, you go toot your ass up in the air for a price. You're trying to get into these little after parties. Be careful. Be careful because there's more than one Diddy out here, okay, of all races. Diddy ain't the only one. You better be asking yourself, are you really for sale if the price is right? And then again, are you sure that the price that you're willing to pay, okay, to sell out, is it going to be something that you can live with for the rest of your life? Right now, there's certain women that know for a fact that they was for sale. Hey, they thought I'm going to be near this powerful man that's got all this money. I'm over here on this yacht, et cetera, thinking that all that come without a price. And now, those of them that survived, they got drug habits because they traumatized for the rest of their life. They drinking all the time because they cannot stand to be sober and deal with the things that they endured, okay? This is my message to the young women. You better stop and think. I get it. I understand that some of y'all are enamored by these guys. You look at money, money, money. Everybody knows them. Who, if I'm next to this person, I'm going to be seen this way. Status this, status that. Okay. You can do what you want to do, but you better understand that if you go somewhere and you start seeing certain things, you better understand, man, hey, you know, you better draw the line. Don't keep trying. Because, see, look, the reason I'm saying it this way, there are women right now that understand everything I just said, okay? But because they're trying to compete with other women, and in the back of their mind, I know how they think because I've seen this. Y'all know what I do. I've seen this. They be thinking that, okay, if I don't do this, I'm competing with this other woman. She gonna get what I could have got. Nah, let me stay my stupid ass right here and potentially be in a life-threatening situation. That's how a lot of them think. I hope that whoever's listening to this, if that applies to you, please, please, please review what I'm talking about, because your ass could be in a situation where, hey, you never know where you might go to a particular freak off. Okay, yes, I understand why the media uses that. We're going to get to that. You might go to one where everybody's so hopped up on drugs where they start abusing the women there. And then they're like, hey, man, look, we done did too much to let them leave. Let's go ahead and get rid of them. Especially if you go to them folks party, okay? Now, the Negroes, you might walk away with a couple of lumps upside your head. You know what I'm saying? And other things happen to you. But them folks, hey, you know, depending on who at that party, you may not come back. I'm just talking to you with the real over here tonight, okay? I try to give people something that they can use and stop and make you think while you still in your right frame of mind, healthy with all your mental faculties. So that's what I want to impart upon you. But see, I'm going to show you something else. You got some people that a lot of folks find controversial because they're not saints. They've said despicable things, but it's a couple of people that I'm finna show y'all right here. They got the right idea on this. I'm going to play this with no commentary, and then we're going to get back to it.
It's like, I'm trying to be righteous, but at the same time say righteous shit.
Sure.
The brother used his power and influence against the black community. That's the truth. I didn't see him beating up on white bitches. I didn't see him beating up on Caucasian women. I didn't hear about him getting Caucasian men dealt with. He used his power against the people in his community. And time has added up where our conglomerates, especially in the music industry, are going to fall. Homie from Chicago told me about 2 years ago they finna put Puffy in jail. My homie, Diamond Dre. I don't know what inside he knew. This was before any of it jumped off. He said, oh, they finna put him in jail. I had no reason to doubt the homie, Diamond Dre, because Diamond Dre, he got a lot of knowledge. I'm not here to rub it in, but I'm saying you was a terror to us, the people, the women, and the men.
What if... Now, you heard the brother Corey Holcomb. No matter what you think of him, he's got the right idea right there. Oh, yeah, this next one gonna shock you, too. I told y'all, man, when somebody's right, I will actually give them the props that they deserve, okay? I got to do it, man. I got to tell the truth on it. And to the sister Silatina asked the question, do you think that they're going to charge anybody else or like Elston, or they're going to knock them off and end it? Glad you asked that question. Let me go ahead and tell you what's going to happen, okay? All my words, y'all going to see as it plays out. This is what's going to happen. The high-level politician that's on these tapes, they're not going to see a day in prison. I promise you that. Oh, I know a lot of y'all like, what? No. But think about what I said at the beginning of the broadcast. They're not going anywhere. You know what's about to happen? All the celebrities that's in the Diddy category and up under him that don't have that kind of money, them politicians and feds finna extort the hell out their ass. They finna be making all kinds of deals to keep themselves out of prison, and they gonna start throwing each other on the bus. Cause see, if you doubt what I'm saying, think about what I showed you at the beginning of the broadcast. All these people deleting tweets, people stepping down from companies. You watch. See, one thing about your brother GBS, I understand how these dirt bags move. Oh, I understand them better than y'all. Boy, y'all just do not know the things that I have seen. When you run an executive security firm, you see it all, man. I already know how this gonna go. You gonna see. You gonna see. So that's what's gonna happen. The little smaller ones, yeah, look, they gonna get who they can, but some folks, boy, they finna be in. Look, let me tell you something. While I'm speaking on that, if you're the type of person, and somebody need to check, make sure you're not accidentally timing folks out in the chat room. Be careful. But if you're the type of person that's in that situation that I just described right there, basically them people own you for the rest of your life because they're gonna be like, hey, look, if you don't do what I told you to do, you know what I got on you. So you really gonna play this game? That's like living like a rat or a roach in a cage or something, man, your whole life. So this is why I'm trying to give this broadcast in a way where to make certain people think, okay, and avoid certain situations, because you can choose to avoid things, or you can say, hey, man, you don't know what you're talking about. I'm going to jump right into this, and I'm going to stay in the middle of what I got going on till you get yourself in a situation, okay? So now, y'all already know this brother on the screen right here. Y'all know I have a bunch of ideological differences with him, but despite the hardcore cooning that he can do and all the other things that I pointed out, even he got the right idea on this. Yes, a broken clock is right twice a day. I got to agree with Angry Man on this. Want y'all listen to what he said. I'm not going to interrupt him.
What if, I know people have alluded to this, people have hinted at this, people have said this is it. You know how back in the day, artists would come out and there may be an artist that comes out and you just feel like they the best artist in the world, right? Shout out to the Clue channel, said Dre's verses got sus when he was dissing Luke in Dre Day. Yeah. So back in the day, there would be certain artists that would come out and they would drop music and you would be like, man, I really like those artists, you know, or I really like that artist or whatever, right? And then they just wouldn't make no more music. And you be sitting there racking your brain like, yo, this artist, why they not making more music? And what we'll do is we'll chalk it up to laziness. We'll chalk it up to them having bad record deals or other situations going on in their life. What if some of these artists fade into the shadows because they don't want to be a part of that? What if that's what it is? What if they went to one of these industry parties, right? Because Diddy ain't the only one that was throwing parties. What if they went to one of these industry parties, saw something that wasn't their cup of tea, and was just like, nah, man, I'm not into that. And basically was then treated like, well, if you're not gonna be part of this, you can't be in the industry. You can't be, you know what I'm saying? Like, what if that's the reason?
Now, you heard Angry Man, and whether you like him or not, whether you can't stand his sound effects, I hope you got the point of what he was saying, because he's right. I'm telling you, he's right. I'm going to tell you right now, he is not wrong about what he said. I don't give a damn about what other ideological differences I have with the man. When he's right and telling the truth, I'm going to give him props for that. Okay, because look, you better understand that with somebody like a Diddler or a Vince McMahon, if you tell them no, you got to think about, see, a lot of y'all may never have that type of wealth in your life. But you got to understand that when you tell these types of people no, that everybody around them kiss their ass all the time, they got enough money to have what I've said for years, access to excess, okay? Nothing wrong with that if you earn it the right way. When you start becoming corrupted by your will to the point that you think nobody's supposed to tell you no, you think about the young, naive artists that coming in. I'm dealing with strictly black folks that come in there saying, okay, I want to be a big star. I want to, it's my chance to make my talent known to the world. Okay, this is where I'm going to feed my family. And then they see that in that person and say, look, if you don't do this that I want you to do, I'm going to make sure that nobody see you what your talent is, huh? Now, in case anybody thinks that's a reach, look at all the people on Bad Boy, man, that ended up in fucked up situations. Some of them dead, some of them destitute and broke. Now, you can say, well, they signed the contracts. Yeah, but see, then look at what was in them contracts. And let's go to with the contract signing. Yes, you are responsible for any contract that you sign. You should have sense enough to read it yourself. And on this level, advice to the young brothers and sisters out here, because today you can be independent. You don't really have to go to no record label. But if you're going to sign any kind of deal, especially in the entertainment industry, you need to get you an entertainment attorney that can understand that language, go through that contract with a fine-tooth comb before you sign anything, and make sure it's a fair, square deal, okay? But when it comes to somebody like the Diddler or Vince McMahon or whatever, you got to be an evil person to want to have somebody sign a shitty contract. You sign them to a fair deal. And I'm dealing with, in our community, this is why I look at those in our community that's in a power position. And you want to sit here and be a predator towards young, impressionable people that's trying to feed their families with their talent, man, that's demonic, man. You should never want to do that, especially if you've been through something like that. You should seek to be in a protective role over the young brothers and sisters under your charge. Understand? So that's where I'm coming at that from. But we're not done yet. We're not done yet because, see, like I said, I'm going to make it hard for anybody to keep up that foolishness over here on this broadcast. This is going to be the one that you'll get the most out of because, again, I ain't got the cape on for nobody. I'm explaining to you the way things really are, not how we feel they should be, what people suppose they should be. No. When you make certain decisions, you put yourself in position to be where the Diddler is at. And this man, make no mistake about it, I'm going to say it again. Not that I'm wishing it on him, but his life is definitely in danger. Okay? It is. It is. I'm not going to even speculate about when or exactly how. But just know that he's not safe. Oh, no. See, a lot of people thinking that, okay, he just tried to put that $50 million up and put up one of his houses just to get out of there because he's not used to being in jail. Nah, he know. He know what time it is. But see, I'm going to tell you right now, he's more afraid than he's ever been in his life because, see, he saw this happen to other people, but he thought it would never be him. That's what he thought, okay? Everyone, look, most of these people in our community, even if you're looking at the Congressional Black Caucus, all the rest of them, they think they get in there with them folks. They be like, yeah, I see what happened to these other Negroes. Not me. They really like me. I'm in there with them. Oh, I got just as much as they got. They can't do it to me. And they forget that you still a black person in a system of white supremacy, and they damn well can do it to you. They've shown Negroes time after time, over and over again, just exactly how much you not in the club, okay? Then you add into what I said earlier about your own vices becoming a factor in your downfall. That's got to be the most painful thing of all when you realize what hand you played in your downfall in this type of situation. But we got more to analyze here, family, because like I said, I'm going to break it down in a third way over here tonight.
The business empire he controlled to carry out criminal activity, including sex trafficking, forced labor, kidnapping, arson, bribery, and the obstruction of justice. Let me say a little bit more about the charges. The indictment alleges that Combs abused and exploited women and other people for years, and in a variety of ways. As alleged, Combs used force, threats of force, and coercion to cause victims to engage in extended sexual performances with male commercial sex workers, some of whom he transported or caused to be transported over state lines.
Now, let's be clear. You better think about what I said at the beginning of the broadcast. And if you're just joining us over here, I broke this down. if they can prove with these witnesses they're gonna call when this trial start that it was a situation where, okay, you had an agreement and in the beginning it was consensual, and if anybody at these so-called freak-offs, and yes, I know they're trying to use that word to sensationalize it, that term did not originate with Diddy, that's been around for a while, but this is what the white media does, okay? If they can prove that somebody wasn't with whatever was going on and they wanted to leave, and you had people there armed saying they couldn't leave, or even if they wasn't on, they was restraining them, hey man, it's over with. That one count right there will land your ass in jail for a minimum of 15 years. That will be kidnapping and false imprisonment. On top of everything else they got. Because boy, look, let me tell you something. I've heard some knuckleheads say this. Man, it ain't but 3 charges. I'm like, do you understand what 3 charges they were? And I read them over here for a reason. Those are 3 charges right there. Look, let me say something to you, man. You have a better chance of beating a murder rap than them 3 charges right there that he's being charged with. You hear me? I'm telling you right now, you will have a better chance of beating a murder rap, okay, a murder accusation, than them 3 charges right there. You don't never want to be in no federal trial with them. Oh, man, hell no. Boy, I wouldn't wish that on nobody. But see, he put himself in this position. So just wanted to make sure everybody understands that. Let's let it continue.
Combs allegedly planned and controlled the sex performances, which he called freak-offs, and he often electronically recorded them. The freak-offs sometimes lasted days at a time, involved multiple commercial sex workers, and often involved a variety of narcotics, such as ketamine, ecstasy, and GHB, which Combs distributed to the victims to keep them obedient and compliant.
Now, if they can prove that also falls into the category of coercion, because they'll try to say, okay, it was coercion because, you know, if they prove this again, because again, what we think of him, he is innocent until proven guilty. If they can prove that, hey, you fed these people ketamine or what have you to keep them compliant, and any of them get on the stand and say that, hey, that goes into the coercion. Then they'll hit him with another charge. I'm trying to remember what that charge is. I can't think of it off the top of my head, but it's going to be an extra charge on that too, okay? So, again, major time with that, just that alone, okay? In conjunction with everything else. And see, let me give some advice to young brothers and sisters on something, okay? Y'all better listen to me, because I've said it for years that ego is not a strength, it's a weakness. Why? Because ego blinds you to the reality of what things are in the real world. When you have an overinflated ego, you are not strong. You are very weak. Let me tell you something. I don't care where you are, even if you never come nowhere near the entertainment industry. I'm talking about life in general. If you ever walk into a place or a room and you see it's people in there of high stature or what have you, and you know personally you not on that level money-wise or reputation-wise or anything, and you see that they got some shit going on, that you know, if somebody's recording, if it come out that, hey, man, you know, they going to be in some type of hot water, turn your ass around and leave. I'm going to say it again. The only way that you're going to be able to heed that is if you don't have an ego, because you'll be thinking, man, I'm in here, I belong in here. No, you're not. Think about it. I'm talking about somebody that's a beginner. Let's stick to the entertainment industry, okay? Because I want you to apply this and extrapolate this to your regular life. But we're going to stick with the entertainment industry. Let's just say you're a new artist, what have you. This your first year or two or whatever in the game. You know you don't have the type of money or influence or connections these people got that you done been invited to XYZ party. But you starstruck, you think you're going to get in there. Man, you get in that motherfucker and you get to seeing senators and politicians and foreign dignitaries in here, man, and they doing lines of cocaine off stripper asses up. Man, you better turn your ass around and leave. You better make up whatever excuse you need. Hey, bro. Hey, man. You know, shit, bro. I'm feeling sick. I think I done came down, so start coughing or whatever you need. You need to get your ass up out of that situation. That's somewhere you don't need to be, okay? Because if you get your ass in there and they get you to partake, because that's what they're going to do if they invite you in there. They got to get you in there because now you done seen their secrets, so they got to have dirt on you too. Well, the problem is, hey, you know, what if you drink some spiked alcohol, or hey, you get to doing some lying? They be like, you know what? We need an extra member for the freak off. Go grab me a case of that baby oil. Yeah. And now you looking crazy because you can't move, but you're going to experience everything. Look, I got morbid jokes, but I'm just trying to make you think, okay? Let it continue.
As alleged, when Combs didn't get his way, he was violent, and he subjected victims to physical, emotional, and verbal abuse so that they would participate in the freak-offs, and that Combs hit, kicked, threw objects at, and dragged victims, at times by their hair. On one occasion in March of 2016, that conduct was captured on video and later reported in the media. Specifically, Combs kicked, dragged, and threw a vase at a victim in a Los Angeles hotel when the victim was attempting to flee.
Now, for those of you that don't know, because this is in the charging documents, you can see it for yourself. He didn't call Cassie's name, but that's exactly who he's talking about, okay? That's who he's talking about. In there, in the charging document, it doesn't mention Cassie's name, but it mentions that incident. It has the date and time, and we all know exactly what the way they describe that. That's who they're talking about, okay? Now, is he being charged with that specifically what was done to her? No. What they're doing is they're saying that you abuse a lot of people just like that. See, let me tell you something. I told y'all, man. I told y'all when I did the first broadcast on this situation, okay, still up on this channel, I said, man, now that she done came out and said this, that's not the only thing that she done told them feds. She started cooperating with them well before any of this hit the fan. I'm telling you now. Huh? A lot of people like, oh man, that did it. Ain't nothing gonna happen. What happened right after that? Raided his damn house. Oh, let me tell you something else too. For a lot of y'all that's, you know, a lot of people, and see, this is something I can't stand. When somebody do some vile filth or dirt, I don't care what race it is. Everybody want to start talking about, man, well, they do have kids. I don't give a fuck about that. You weren't thinking about nobody else's kids or your own when you were doing what you were doing to victimize people. So I'm not one of the people that have no sympathy for you just because you're a parent. If you're doing fucked up shit, you need to face the consequences of your actions, okay? So I just want to get that out of the way. But see, a lot of people was talking about, man, that dude, ain't nothing gonna happen to him. And then look what we saw. I said right then, I said, yeah, boy, Cassie done told them a whole lot of shit. See, let me tell brothers something about this in particular. If you're the type of dude, man, where you out here dealing with chicks that are enamored with you in whatever capacity, even if you're not a multimillionaire, and you know you sleeping with them, they get close to you, whatever. Don't be the type of nigga, man, that if you done with the chick, you gonna mistreat her because you done let her too close. She know all your secrets now. And one thing about it, you better understand the truth of this: a woman scorned, boy, hell has no fury. There's a lot of truth to that statement. Don't be that dude where you have to find out the hard way like the damn Diddler. Because see, a part of that was that ego, like, oh, what she gonna do to me? She ain't got nowhere near the connection or the money I got. Ain't nobody gonna believe her, this, that, the third. I'm like, boy, that would have been true if she was by herself, but she got the fans involved. You big damn dummy. You didn't think, man, come on. Look, let me tell you something. I want to show y'all, because I want brothers to listen to me and think about how stupid this was on his part or anybody else's part that does this. If you got a woman that you intimate with, first of all, what you dealing with a woman intimately for if you don't really like her like that? But see, you know, for the people that do it because they got this power fixation. If you've left her alone in any place that you reside in, if she's been sitting around while you was on a phone call about something, she know a lot about you, man, that she can use against you at any given time. Probably know combinations, the saves, all kinds of stuff, because a lot of these goofies are reckless. Then you add to it that you got a cocaine habit. You probably like to get high out your mind, and then you sitting up here, man, you done did all this stuff to this woman because you's a bold motherfucker. You beating on a woman, you gonna go to sleep on her or eat her cooking. You got to be out your damn mind. But hey, I digress. When you on them drugs, you don't think straight. My point is this. Don't be that guy, man, okay? Don't be that guy where you start treating these women in any kind of way. If you're going to part ways with a chick, be honest about it. Just be like, hey, look, all right, cool. It was fun while we was kicking it. Make sure she cool, she good or whatever. And then you just move on like that, all right? That's how you do that. It ain't no need to try to use your power to intimidate somebody or thinking that, oh, you can't do nothing to me. You way down here. Okay, you see how that worked out for the Diddler. Let's let it continue.
As alleged, these assaults often resulted in injuries to the victims, which took days or weeks to heal. In addition to the violence, The indictment alleges that Combs threatened and coerced victims to get them to participate in the freak-offs. He used the embarrassing and sensitive recordings he made of the freak-offs as collateral against the victims. And the indictment alleges that he maintained control over the victims in several ways, including by giving them drugs, by giving and threatening to take away financial support or housing, by promising them career opportunities, by monitoring their whereabouts, and even by dictating their physical appearance.
Let me tell you something. For the people that was confused about that term coercion, I told you that's a broad term. All of what he just described right here, no matter what you think of this guy or anybody else, that can be included in coercion too. They can be like, hey, he had control over these people to make them do what he wanted them to do. So I'm just explaining that for the people that act like they don't understand what that word means.
Because of all of this, the indictment alleges that the victims did not believe they could refuse Combs without risking their security or facing more abuse. The indictment also alleges other acts of violence undertaken by Combs and others, including violence against witnesses to his abuse, kidnapping, and arson. The indictment alleges that on more than one occasion, Combs carried or brandished firearms to intimidate and threaten victims and witnesses. Now, Combs did not do this all on his own. As I mentioned, Combs has been charged with RICO conspiracy. He used his business and employees of that business and other close associates to get his way. Those individuals allegedly included high-ranking supervisors in the business, personal assistants, security staff, and household staff.
Now, remember what I told you about Mr. Gene, let's make a deal? Yeah, you better think about it now. See, old deal probably like, hey, boy, before this happened, they probably let him know what they was about to do, and he cut the little deal that he cut, and hey, now he's out here talking to any and everybody, talking about what he saw, this, that, the third. Like, nah, you was a part of it, man. I can't respect that either. But see, let me tell you something, man. When it comes to everything that he just described right here, or if they go to trial and they can prove that, because see, I'm going to tell you something. The reason why they probably didn't grant that $50 million bond also in conjunction with the right people, probably like, nah, he ain't getting no bond. But let's just say, we going to, hypothetically say, let's just say the people that he got, let's just say they were like, we don't care what happened with it. Don't you know that if they got him on tape, chances are they probably do, they probably got him on tape wielding a gun at somebody, or maybe Hulk, for all we know. Because see, look, when they got you in there and they're not going to let you get out, look, it's for a good reason, okay? See, a lot of people said this early on, too. If he was smart, he would have pulled a Russell Simmons. That's what he should have did, but see, I'm going to tell you why he didn't do that. I want to address this, because I hadn't heard nobody break this down yet. The reason why he didn't pull a Russell Simmons, he looked at him like, oh, you just didn't do it right. I'm Diddy. You look, I'm smarter than you. I'm wealthier than you. You just didn't do it right. I've got all these friends that I've been to these parties with. They ain't gonna let me go. I always get out of it. Problem, Puff. This time it was the feds, you jackass. That's different, man. See, a lot of y'all, man, that look at these guys like this, y'all think they're very smart because they have a lot of money. No. You do have to have a measure of intelligence to become a wealthy person, but see, I'm gonna tell you what, intelligence and common sense, they're not always side by side, okay? Some people may have an intelligence for their talent, a business acumen, but when it comes to just everyday common sense about shit you shouldn't do, they lack that sorely, okay? To the point that if you was ever in the vicinity of some of these people, you would notice it. You'd be like, this motherfucker is kind of off in the head. Huh? So I'm just pointing that out for those that, make idols of these damn celebrities. Let's let it continue.
The indictment alleges that those individuals facilitated the freak-offs. They booked the hotel rooms and stocked them with the supplies, including drugs, baby oil, personal lubricant, extra linens, and lighting. When the hotel rooms got damaged, they helped clean it up. They arranged for victims and commercial sex workers to travel for the freak-offs, and they delivered large quantities of cash to Combs to pay for the commercial sex workers. The indictment also alleges that they helped Combs cover up his crimes. During the March 2016 incident at the LA hotel that I mentioned earlier, a member of the hotel security staff intervened, and Combs attempted to bribe the staff member with a stack of cash to make sure that what happened was kept quiet.
Now, let me pause this right here, okay? Now, I'm going to say something, and it's going to be quite disgusting, but like I've always said, and this is somewhat of an oxymoron, there's a right way to even do the wrong thing, okay? I'm not condoning any of this, but there's a right way to do the wrong thing. Again, hey, if you're a freak elite like Puffy and you like to sleep with everything that's got a hole in it, whether it's male or female, that's your prerogative, as long as everybody's consenting. But see, you know what, a Diddler would have been able to do everything he wanted to do and wouldn't have had to worry about none of this if he just had a small measure of self-discipline and self-control and half an ounce of common sense. The Diddler would have picked a spot like Amsterdam and like, okay, let me go where the prostitution is legal and I can do all the freak offs I want. Hey, he should have just scheduled some freak off time. Don't go beating on nobody, because you still can't do that over there. All right, there's a lot that you can do over there that you can't do over here. Parts of the Netherlands, places like that. Go, just say, okay, I'm going to take my freak off sabbatical. This is what I like to do. I'm gonna get all the favorite men that I want to have, okay? Or be done called ahead over there, and, you know, whatever women you're going to get, mix it all together, you know, bring your cases of baby oil and go somewhere where it's legal. Don't hurt nobody. Do what you do. Then when you come back from getting your little freak off out your system, just run your business. Ew, he couldn't do that. Oh, no, that's too much like what I just said. And again, I'm not condoning it. I'm just saying, if you know you got that type of compunction or addiction, that's what you want to do. It would have been smarter for you to go out the country somewhere where it's legal, get your rocks off, do what you're going to do here, head down to Brazil or whatever. Well, you got to know what you're doing. You go down there. But Amsterdam probably would have been the place of choice for him. Why not just say, hey, look, I'm going to take me a couple of months. It's freak off sabbatical time. You know, everybody that want to come on over here. You know what I'm saying? And hey, you know, everybody going to be safe. Do what we do. Come on back. Nope. Not you. Because, see, he wanted to stay here and do that because it was all about showing people that, hey, I got this power over you and I'm right here in New York City. I can do what the white man can do. And I can get away with it, so you better not cross me. I'm telling you, I know that had to be someone what was in his mind. Let's let it continue.
And as the indictment alleges, in late 2023, after public allegations were made about Combs' crimes, he and others pressured witnesses and victims to stay silent, including by making phone calls to witnesses and victims and giving them a false narrative of what they had experienced. And as alleged, Combs used others to help conceal his abuse by monitoring and preventing victims from leaving a location in order to hide their injuries, or by locating and contacting a victim who had attempted to flee. As part of this investigation, in March of this year, special agents from HSI executed search warrants at Combs' residences in Miami and Los Angeles. They also executed a warrant for Combs' electronic devices. During those searches, agents seized evidence of the crimes charged in this indictment. They seized firearms and ammunition, including 3 defaced AR-15s and a large capacity drum magazine.
Let me pause it right here and break this down because, you know, for the people that try to act like they don't have good comprehension or they probably can't read or if they're doing it deliberately, again, it's not illegal to own firearms. Okay, now you do need a certain type of license to own certain kinds. But if you got all that in good standing, there's nothing wrong with you owning a firearm. Okay, now we know New York has some of the strictest gun laws in the country. But what you cannot do, no matter what type of license you had, like I said before, you cannot have a firearm with the serial number scratched off. That's what he means when he says defaced firearms. Okay, firearms with the serial number scratched off. Okay, now I don't know if all of you heard this or not. But they saying that his boys was involved in some of this bullshit that's going on. Boy, if they done. If that come out, boy, look, let me tell you something. You know what would be the ultimate nail in his coffin? Depending on what type of children he raised, let's just say his boys hypothetically are involved in that. Don't you know that they might be called to testify against their own father? Now, on top of that, imagine if they actually take the deal and tell on dear old dad. And your own offspring be responsible for putting you where you're about to go. A part of it, rather. But they ain't going to be the only witnesses that's called if they decide to call them. Can you imagine how that must feel? Now, that's something that probably would make a person take their own life. I'm just saying. I ain't wishing none of it. I'm just telling you what could happen. We very well could see some of this by the time the trial starts. Let's let it continue.
They also seized evidence of the freak-offs, electronic devices that contain images and videos of the freak-offs with multiple victims. And they seized cases and cases of the kinds of personal lubricant and baby oil that Combs' staff allegedly used to stock hotel rooms for the freak-offs, more than 1,000 bottles altogether.
Now, this prosecutor right here, or this guy that's announcing all of these charges, I want to point out again, yes, I'm aware that they keep talking about the 1,000 bottles of baby oil to try to sensationalize it, because yes, I'm aware. I know that he's doing that to play to the white American public that can't stand to see any black person have something, but nonetheless, the Diddler put himself in this situation. So that's not lost on me. But anybody that come over here, man, you keep talking about the baby. Yeah, I know. And again, I would love to see Vince McMahon get the same treatment, but as I said before, Puffy is a black man, Vince McMahon is a white man. Vince McMahon is a man. Look, let me talk about that for a minute, okay? Let's talk about Vince McMahon and Hugh Hefner very briefly. In addition to the obvious that Puffy is black and both of them are white, okay? When Hugh Hefner was alive and old, dirty, low-down, disgusting, degenerate Vince McMahon, okay, they come from families where they were taught what to do in these situations. See, you got to understand something. The Diddlers that learn this kind of stuff, they learn it from them folks, okay? They learn it from them folks. Clive Davis and all the rest of them, you know what I'm saying? See, that's who they got it from. That's who they got it from. So I'm well aware of that. But see, my point that I'm making is the Hugh Hefners and the Vince McMahon, they come from families where they watch their fathers and everybody else do that kind of stuff and sweep this under the rug. And they're like, hey, if you get caught doing this, this is how you handle that. The Diddler didn't grow up in that kind of family. All he knows is how I want to be like them one day. But you not understanding that you don't have the training from your youth to have grown up and seen how they handle that and how the connections are made where they're like, hey, if my boy get caught over here drunk driving, make that go away. Make sure that, hey, if you do lock him up, this ain't going to go on his record. We're going to go in and pay the fine, forget about it. Come on, go play golf with me Sunday. You see what I'm saying? He didn't have no kind of connections, okay? So I'm saying that yet again for the people that's all in their feelings talking about, well, Hugh Hefner did this, Vince McMahon this. Again, think about what I just said. Diddy is not white. You don't have their connections, and therefore you cannot move like that if you are a black man or a woman in the system of white supremacy.
Here are some of the items that we recovered during the searches. As you can see here, this is a drum magazine, large capacity, and it contains, I believe, 59 rounds. I mentioned as well, we recovered 3 AR-15s. This is a close-up shot of one of the AR-15s, and you can see right here, the serial number has been thoroughly defaced.
Salute to the brother Project Leroy for the cash out. Thank you very much, my brother. Now, see, this is the part right here where he got this big old board up here. And notice again, I'm going to say it yet again. You probably ain't going to never see Vince McMahon have all this done to him, okay? You're not. And he's being accused of some of the same stuff as the Diddler. But this whole defaced serial numbers on these firearms, this is what they're trying to sensationalize. And they know what they're doing by showing all of this. Because, look, they already got him, but they want to really make sure that they make an example of him and just stack the deck as far as public opinion. Because, look, man, I see what they're doing to him, but yet again, he put himself in this position to be set up this way, okay? See, let me tell you something. I encourage all of you listening to the sound of my voice, if you've yet to come into some type of power in the community, or if you already have it, treat your people right, man. Treat our people right, okay? Whatever dirt you gonna do, if you that type of person, treat our people right. Because when you don't, ancestors gonna make sure you get what's coming to you. It may take some time, but you're gonna get what's coming to you. And that's exactly what's happening to the Diddler now. So I see everything that's being done to him. I understand what the system is. The problem is he didn't. Let's let it continue.
Another picture of more ammunition and parts of 2 AR-15s right there. Now, I want to be clear about 2 things. First, this office is determined to investigate and prosecute anyone who engages in sex trafficking, no matter how powerful or wealthy or famous you may be.
That's a lie, because we ain't gonna see you do this to no other white person. I guarantee you. Not before this year's out will you see that happen to the Vince McMahons, etc. And look, I'll go ahead and wager this. In the next 5 to 10 years, you won't see anything like what happened to the Diddler. No, they won't. So I'm aware that that's a bold-faced lie that his little peanut head had to come out there and tell. See, for me, if you're going to get one of them, get them all, man. Get them all. Get them all. And when you charge them with whatever you say you got on them, if you got them dead to rights on it, don't go giving the black person the stiffest sentence, then you get the white people slaps on the wrist. No, everybody should get the same amount of time if you're doing the same crimes, okay? That's where I stand with that, all right? That's where I stand with that. I want real justice to be served. He's found guilty of all this stuff, and it's proven that he did it. He should do every ounce of time that they're going to give his black ass. Because, I mean, he done had it coming, man, for a long time, all right? But innocent until proven guilty. I'm just pointing out, though, that I wish that not only the Diddler and you know, anybody like him in the community, because he's not the only one. Not in the black society, definitely not with them folks, okay? But I just wish, as far as coming in our community, that most of our people had the mindset of saying, hey, man, you know what? I don't even want to mistreat our people like that. What for? Especially people that hadn't done you nothing, man. See, not that I would condone it, but it would almost make sense if something came out like, hey, man, the stuff that he was doing to these people, this is what they did to him, okay? Now, while we know maybe something like that will come out, he better hope that it's something, because, man, for what we looking at with these 3 charges right here, bro, the only way that he'll get out of this, man, and continue to be a free living man, you know what? It will have to be something, man, where, because I'm trying to come up with a scenario for him to be able to get out of it. Because, like, you can't say, okay, because a lot of people been throwing this around. A big fish, get a big fish. If that big fish is a white man, which would have, you know, the higher value, they're not going to really let you do that. So, you know, you would have to give up. Maybe he could get out of it if he gave up, let's just say, whoever an up-and-coming legitimate black person is with a business, he would have to spill some dirt on them and get like 15 or 20 Negroes and just get them, hey, if you let me go, you know what I'm saying? I'm just throwing something out here. They might say, okay, you know what? We'll cut your sentence in half. You know what I'm saying? But we got to hit you with something now. We can't let you get away with this. And you know what? Even if he cut that deal, I believe they will still do what's in them charging documents. They're going to take every dime that he ever earned. I mean, man, so it's like, if he did, by some odd miracle, do what I just said and happen to get out, all that wealth is going to be gone. And see, I could see somebody like him having to start from scratch. Oh, yeah, it's a real possibility that somebody like that would go ahead and delete themselves. I mean, because you think about going from what he was living to having to be like an average person. Oh, man, that would be too much of a mental shock for somebody like him, okay? So anyway, I'm just throwing it out there, man. Y'all can come up with a scenario where you think he can get out of it. Put it in the chat room, because I can't think of one. Let it continue.
No one should doubt our commitment on that. A year ago, Sean Combs stood in Times Square and was handed a key to New York City. Today, he's been indicted and will face justice in the Southern District of New York. Second, we are not done. This investigation is ongoing, and I encourage anyone with information.
Oh, the sister Only Pamela's Way asked an excellent question in the chat room. She said, why are them folks getting all these black looking people in these high positions? And if I understand your question right, sister, let me tell you something about white supremacy. And a lot of you probably know this already. See, when you're going after a Diddler where you believe he's innocent or guilty or whatever the case, when they go after anybody, back to business, this is a homework assignment for a lot of you, especially younger black people. Look back whether it was OJ, okay, with Christopher Darden, or anybody that they wanted to come after. It's important for them to use one of us as the prosecutor or whatever, so they can say, yeah, we gonna put one of our good ones here. And think back to the movie Trick Baby, where they had that scene at that dinner table. We're gonna put one of our good ones here to do our business. See, it's all about the optics too. And so you got to think how that looks to white America. They're like, okay, we can still use them to keep each other in control. You see what I'm saying? So I hope that answered your question if I understood it correctly. Let's let it continue.
About this case to come forward and to do it quickly. Anyone with information can call 1-877-4HSI-TIP. I want to express my deep appreciation for the victims and witnesses who have used their voices and helped bring this criminal conduct to light. We would not be here without them. I also want to thank the dedicated case agents on the HSI Trafficking in Person Squad in New York. They have been with us since day one and have worked tirelessly on this investigation. They will continue to be invaluable partners to us. I also want to thank the incredible agents and analysts from SCNY who have also provided tremendous assistance on this case. I'm deeply grateful for their continued work. And finally, I want to thank the outstanding career prosecutors from SCNY who are handling this case. Meredith Foster, Emily Johnson, Chrissy Slavic, Madison Smizer, and Mitzi Steiner, and their supervisors, Jamie Backleapter and Jacqueline Kelly. They are members of the Civil Rights Unit in our criminal division. We created the Civil Rights Unit when I became U.S. Attorney. I'm deeply proud of their work on this and so many other cases. I'll now take some questions.
Now, I want y'all to listen to these questions because, see, a lot of people just played a snippet of this press conference. I'm going to go through the whole thing for a reason, okay, or at least this segment of it for a reason. I want you to listen to some of these questions that's going to be asked, then I'm going to point certain things out.
Aaron Katursky, ABC.
Thanks, Nick. Damian, thanks. The indictment describes aggressive, open, violent, hedonistic abuse that you say was recurrent and widely known. Why did it take law enforcement so long to intervene? How many women were victimized by Sean Combs and how many others were involved?
Look, our investigation is ongoing. We are committed to bringing justice to everyone who's been victimized by the defendant. I can't tell you why it took so long. I think the better focus is on the fact that we are here today. And we are committed to making sure that justice is done. Next question.
Thank you. Julia Ainsley, NBC.
Thank you for doing this. You said we are not done and that Combs did not do this alone. Do you foresee that there could be other charges related to this case?
I'm not taking anything off the table.
Let me tell you something. When the feds give you that answer, that I'm not taking anything off the table, translation. Oh yeah, we coming at you. They letting you know right now that, hey, if you was at one of these parties, and hypothetically, let's just say if you was there and you saw him kicking and stomping people around and telling people they couldn't leave and he forcing himself on folks, they're like, yeah, we're going to get you too. And see, let me tell you something right now. For the few celebrities that are silly enough to cape for him or celebrity adjacent folks, some of them are worried because some of them probably were at these places. They're like, oh, shit, I don't know how far back they're going to go because, see, look, watch this. You saw in the charges there, they was talking about going back to 2009, but, this is what you must understand. When the feds coming after people and they done already said, look here, man, we got you on the tape. Now, you want to do some time or you want to do all the time? They'll start telling on folks that go way back for stuff that don't have nothing to do with what's in the charging documents. You hear me? Or when they start singing, boy, they're going to be like, yeah, well, I know this ain't got nothing to do with it, but XYZ, man, he be bringing kilos in from Mexico and all. I mean, they're just going to start telling it all. That's what a lot of these people are nervous about. Let me give you an old phrase and the saying that was true long before any of us were born. It'll be true long after we gone. People that live in glass houses know not to throw stones, okay? That's what's going on with all this celebrity silence because all of them, the greater majority of them, very few, I will say, got some dirt. They all know each other dirt. Again, beginning of this broadcast, you think about some of the stuff I showed you, folks deleting tweets, people stepping down from companies, all this, that, and the third. Then you think about the CEO of Diageo, okay, not Diego, it's Diageo. All right. Deborah Ann Crew, okay. When they gave you that money, you probably like, woohoo. I'm like, boy, do you know what you just did? I'm not saying that you shouldn't have done it, but let me speak on that. Of course, when them folks discriminate against you, you should take their ass to court and sue them. However, if you're going to go out the one with them type of resources and power, see, if he was moving his pieces right, he would have had other people that were on that level backing him up saying, hey, man, we'll go in on this with you. So that they'll be like, okay, if we're going to fuck with him, it's going to take a minute to get him like that because he got some backup that's on the same level as us. But see, in his egotistical mind, he probably thought he alone was on the same level as that multi-conglomerate, international multi-conglomerate, Diageo. Okay? That's probably what he thought, and we see how that worked out for him. They pulled that old folder, and here we are. Let's let it continue.
Janet Fisher, Newsday.
What's the difference between the sex trafficking and promoting travel for the purpose of prostitution?
Well, there are different crimes with different elements. I don't think we should get into the nitty-gritty of the legal discussion right now, but the sex trafficking, we believe, they're all serious offenses, but the sex trafficking conduct carries some significant penalties, and we are gratified that we were able to bring that charge.
Is one more coercive than the other?
I'm not going to be able to get into that, but you can look it up, and yes, sex trafficking, especially when it involves coercion or force, is a very serious crime, and it carries significant penalties.
Good afternoon, Darla Miles, ABC 7 New York. Thank you for this press.
For those that don't know, when he said significant penalties, he's talking about 15 years to life.
Conference and for the details. Two questions. In context of this indictment and the information that was presented to the grand jury, are you able to clarify the number of victims? It's mentioned plural in the indictment, but can you specify the number of victims just for this particular indictment? And secondly, can you provide details about the alleged arson?
Unfortunately, I'm not able to provide either. The number of victims, you are correct. We are intentional in saying multiple. The details of the arson incident are limited to what we have in the indictment and also the detention letter that we filed, which contains more details than the indictment does at various points, but we don't have anything more beyond that. Next question.
Lynn Tran, CNN.
Are any of his accomplices or associates under investigation? And additionally, could he face any more charges?
So the investigation is ongoing. That means both as to him and to anyone else who we believe committed the crime with him. Next question.
Juliette Papa.
Hi, good morning from 1010 Wins. Any indication that some of the women or victims here were imprisoned in his residences, and did he have locations where he kept them, and they were not allowed to leave? And also, he's indicted here, although there were searches and raids in LA, Miami. Why in New York?
Well, I'm biased. I'm the U.S. Attorney in the Southern District of New York. I think that we have an outstanding track record of bringing some of the most impactful, sprawling, complex, difficult sex trafficking, human trafficking, labor trafficking, you name it. The Southern District of New York can do it, and so we're very proud of that. And so the scope and complexity of this investigation isn't something that we ran from, it's something that we embrace, and we will continue to do that. As to your question about whether he imprisoned anyone, all I can say is that, I mentioned this March 2016 incident where something was caught on video, where a victim was attempting to flee, and there was violence that was associated with it.
For those that don't know, he's talking about Cassie on that tape, okay? And see, let me tell you something. I'm going to reiterate this. When they call them witnesses to trial, because there's going to be a whole lot of federal subpoenas going out. Let me tell you something. A lot of celebrities that's doing all this deleting and stuff, if they smart, they packing their bags right now and they're going to go and join Russell over there in Bali somewhere, or somewhere where they don't have an extradition treaty, and they're going to stay gone, okay? Because, see, them federal subpoenas are coming in. Once you get that, you better show up. If you hadn't left yet, you better leave before they send them out, because they coming, okay? They coming. You better take your little coins, what you got, Go on over there with Russell or somewhere else that don't have an extradition treaty. Get your little spot and stay over there for a while because they coming for you. You're not going to get away. You got away with it for a while, but now, hey, look. Because see, look, this is the thing. When they call them witnesses, if they prove any of what he just said, yeah, you got to testify on the old. You corroborate what they got on tape. Because let's be clear, these pricks, man, I got to call the feds pricks because they dirty as hell. They got all that stuff on tape about everything he just asked. He just can't say that right now. He know he can't do that, but they know what they looking at. They probably got some stuff on tape where he was at his house, because think about it, you're going to be most comfortable at home. They probably got him on there, telling somebody he can't go nowhere, shitting somebody in a room or whatever, okay? So now you think about any of the witnesses that they call by federal subpoena that have to testify, they're scared to death because they're like, hey, man, if I tell on him, even if I get let go, if they give me, immunity to testify, well, it's going to be a lot of people that, that, hey, they might be out to get me if I say this. So, yeah, they got a lot to be worried about. And see, the lesson from this is, ladies and gentlemen, especially for you young black men and women that's out here trying to make it whatever you're doing, you better understand the prices in life that you're not willing to pay. And you better start thinking about, even if you do get where you want to be, and is this kind of stuff going on, is it going to be something that you can live with for the rest of your life? Let's let it continue.
That was at a hotel.
Matthew Lee, Inner City Press.
Thanks a lot. Does your office intend to seek remand, or are you reaching a bail package? And if you're willing, how would you contrast this with the R. Kelly case in EDNY in terms of the elements? Thanks.
So we will be seeking detention. We have filed a letter laying out our reasoning for seeking pretrial detention. I'm not going to be able to expand beyond what's in the letter, but it contains all of the reasoning, and it contains the law as well. There is a presumption of detention in a case like this, and we think that's warranted.
John Anise, New York Daily News.
Thank you. I was hoping to get some more detail about the searches of his residence, the guns, the cases of lubricant, and the videos. Where were they found amongst his residence? Were they all scattered around the houses in one place? I kind of wanted to just get a better picture of how that stuff was found.
Well, look, I think that some of the details that you're seeking are in the detention letter. So, for instance, some of the AR-15s, 2 of the 3 DeFace AR-15s were found in his bedroom closet in Miami, broken down into parts along with magazines with ammunition loaded in them. So some of that detail is in the detention letter. Beyond that, I'm not going to be able to get into where other items were stored.
Let me talk about what he just said there real quick, because see, I want to do this in a way where I show y'all that a lot of these guys like Diddler, they not the air quotes bosses that you think they are. You know why? Because a real boss that's got shooters, he not going to have the defaced AR-15 or whatever type of firearm. He not going to have any type of firearms in his home with the serial number scratched off. The guys that's got them, they ain't going to come nowhere near his home and not leave no weapon there. That's for the grunts to do. You don't do that. Everything you have is supposed to have the serial number, legal, okay? That way, if you have to deal with something, it's there at your home, okay? And that happens. But as far as the guys that's going to do your dirty work, hey, man, all the stuff without serial numbers, that's supposed to be in their hands. It ain't supposed to be at your house. That go to show you that when they jump out here trying to emulate what they see white folks doing, they do it in a ham-handed way. You understand? Got no business trying to emulate them folks anyway, but I'm just pointing that out. So that was another dumb thing that the Diddler did that helped contribute to getting him in this situation.
Ben Kochman, Post.
Hey, thanks for doing this. Your office was the office that had been prosecuting Jeffrey Epstein before he died in custody. I have not read your detention memo yet. It's the first thing I'm going to do after this ends. But does the memo address, or is your office concerned with Combs's safety in custody, given what happened with Epstein?
So we are concerned with anyone's safety whenever they are detained prior to trial. It's part of our obligations to keep people safe as well. It's part of the criminal justice system. So But I do not draw any sort of connection between Jeffrey Epstein's suicide and what may or may not happen to any other defendant while they are detained pretrial. And of course, the decision whether to detain the defendant will be up to a judge. Our position is that pretrial detention is warranted under the law and based on the facts of this case. And I'll leave it at that.
He's going to leave it at that, but I'm not. Let me tell y'all something that's dirty about these feds, politicians, etc., okay? Now, you think about all these powerful people that was at these freak-offs, okay, with Diddler, what have you. Let me explain what happened to Jeffrey Epstein, because I broke this down before regarding him. What happened, a blind order was issued. Now, if you don't know what a blind order is, let me tell you how that worked, okay? And the reason why Jeffrey Epstein was murdered, he didn't commit no suicide, not in the way that they claimed he did with a damn bed sheet, kneeling down until he choked himself to death. Hell no, okay? Everything, look, if you on suicide watch, everything's supposed to be stripped out your room. You ain't supposed to have no mattress in there, no nothing that you could use unless something, everything's supposed to be either in there, it's supposed to be bolted to the floor, all right? So there's that. How did he get a sheet in there and lean, for Epstein now, what we're talking about, how did he get a sheet in there to tie to a bed and lean forward so hard that it snapped his neck and fractured it in multiple places? No. A blind order was issued, and I'm going to explain how that worked. That means that the warden of the prison, the deputy warden, captain of security, and whoever they designated to go in there and snap Epstein's neck, all was on the payroll. And they're like, hey, listen, he got to go. Look, these politicians, senators, whoever done got together and said, look, this the bag we going to pass. This the date and time we want it to happen. This the way we want it to happen. Here's the cover story you going to feed the media. Say the camera went out. Guard went and just mysteriously took a break or what have you. And then during this time, hey, there you go. With the Diddler, could be a similar situation coming. And I'm not wishing it on him, but I'm just saying his life is in danger, okay? The dirty part about that is even this little prick in front of you right here could be paid to go along with that. He probably won't know all the details, but I'm trying to explain to you how dirty the government is when it comes to you actually having something on them. So for all the people, he got tapes on people. Okay. Look, let me tell you something. The only way that you have leverage when you got tapes on somebody is not when you locked up. It's when you free. When you locked up under their control, your leverage goes out the window. You at their mercy then. Do you understand what I'm telling y'all, family? Huh? You see how that works? And again, think back to what I told you before. Even if the tapes came out, if you dealing with the people that run the country, they'll be like, yeah, okay, so what? Again, I use Donald Trump as an example. The only reason his dirt got him prosecuted is because, hey, they're afraid that he has a good chance of winning and becoming president of the United States again. So since they couldn't beat him, they had to pull out the photo on him. Other than that, man, everybody knew what he was doing. So they're like, yeah, okay, he one of the boys. We ain't going to touch him. All right? So I hope you understand how dirty that would get, that even this guy right here in front of you could be in on that. So, look, I'm going to say this before I let it continue. I hope that nobody that's been subscribed to my channel for any length of time is the type of black person that think just because you see somebody, especially them folks in a suit, that you think that those are the good guys, these are the upstanding people, they've got degrees, they've got positions. No, these are some of the most cold-blooded, dirty killers with some of the worst secrets in the world that you could ever imagine, okay? You better look up the broadcasts I've done on breaking that down, okay? I can't really talk about those broadcasts on YouTube, but they're over on my Patreon, okay? The files that I have over there are certain things that nobody's talking about. Y'all know what I'm talking about. I can't speak on all of that. You know what's over on my Patreon if you subscribe to it, okay? I got files over there going back decades on all kinds of shit, all right? That's legal for you to look at, all right? So I just want to point that out to you, dude. Do not be the type of person that think because somebody's in a suit that these are the good guys. Nah, I'm going to say it yet again. The biggest hoes, pimp, drug dealers, gangsters, and criminals are right up there on Capitol Hill. Let's let it continue.
Are some of the prosecutors on this case some of the same prosecutors that had been handling that or that worked on the Maxwell case?
So I'm not going to get into the staffing. I will say that this team, this group of AUSAs, this incredible group has been working on this case around the clock, and they've had their hands full. Next question.
Gus Rosendale, NBC News.
Good morning, sir. Combs' attorney said that his client has been cooperative with investigators. He said that this morning. I was wondering if you would have a reaction to that.
Let me just say this. I think that generally with increasing frequency, the word cooperative or cooperating has taken on tremendous elasticity and it no longer really bears any relation to what the word means when we use it in a very specific context. So responding to lawful process and the like does not qualify as cooperation when we use that term here.
Make sure that you pay close attention to what he said about cooperation, and he used the term elasticity. That means that the way that the average person is thinking about that, that's not what it means for them, okay? So cooperating, just because you was gonna turn yourself in. Let me explain something too about why they arrested him, okay, the dealer. They had to go ahead and arrest him because if he would have been allowed to come turn himself in, that would have actually helped him. But see, when you made these kinds of powerful enemies, this is how I know Puffy wasn't as smart as everybody thinks he is. They was like, oh, okay, let him get here to New York. But what he doesn't know is he ain't gonna come down here and turn himself in, because that would have helped him, actually. That would have made him look a lot better, and it would have took away their ability to do certain things. They're like, we gonna come get his ass, as if he was gonna run somewhere or whatever. So, nigga, got you. You understand me? So that's why they actually came to get him, because they're like, nah, man, this gonna help us if we have to actually go arrest him, regardless of him talking about cooperation. So I just wanted to point that out so that you understand what he meant when he says that term has elasticity. It means that, nah, it don't mean what you think it means when it comes to us using the term. Let it continue.
Mike Sisak, AP.
Thanks. To that end, was there any discussion of Mr. Combs surrendering? I understand he was taken into custody at a hotel in Manhattan last night, and maybe that wasn't the plan. Can you elaborate on how that came about and why that was?
I'm not going to be able to get into any sort of operational details as to how he was taken into custody and when. He is in custody right now. He will be appearing in court later today.
Was there any?
Notice that's why he dodged that question that way, because he knows, man, look, if there's any law enforcement professionals in here, you understand what I just said. He knows that, hey, that looked good for them coming to actually put the cuffs on him and take him there versus him just walking down there and turning himself in, okay? So that's why he dodged that, because, this is what I want people to learn from this broadcast also. You better study how these things happen so that you can be familiar with the language and the terminology that these different prosecutors, law enforcement, judges, and people that would come after black folks would use. You need to really understand how it's going to go. Not what you believe, not what you feel, but how they think, okay? That's what a wise person does, all right? So that's what I want y'all to learn from this, though. Let's let it continue.
Any discussion of him surrendering, given, they claim he's cooperating?
I'm not going to be able to get into law enforcement tactics or operations.
You make a big deal of the guns, but how come they're not charged outright or with obliterating serial?
Well, I can't get into the charging decision. It is very meaningful to us that weapons were possessed, as we allege in the indictment. Part of the reason why this conduct was so pervasive and harmful was because victims and others didn't necessarily feel comfortable denying him his wishes, as we allege, because of the presence of firearms. I should leave it there.
Thanks. Last question, Jacob Shamison.
Jacob Shamsian, Business Insider. Thank you. Given that he's the sole defendant in this case and that you allege he's part of a conspiracy that involves members of his companies, do you anticipate a superseding indictment that bring allegations against other members of his companies or other co-conspirators as well?
I can't take anything off the table. Anything is possible. Our investigation is very active and ongoing. And I think a lot of you who cover this office know that when we say such things, that developments are certainly foreseeable, but I cannot predict them sitting here today. All right, thank you, everyone.
Thank you. What part of his business empire is exposed for Richard?
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Now, as you see, you heard everything that he was saying. You see, they all leaving now. So I hope that kind of helped y'all understand exactly the type of language that they're going to be using when they go into court here. Okay, federal trial. And let me tell you something. The only chance that the Diddler got to get off, and the only reason I didn't mention this because I can't see it, but I said, you know what? Since I was talking about possible ways that he could beat this and get off, it's something that's so out there and astronomical. I'm going to say it this way. Anybody in this chat room, you would hit the lottery 3 times in your lifetime before this would ever happen. You know the only way that the Diddler would ever get off with these charges here? For every single witness, not an executive pardon, you know what I'm saying? Well, that would be one way, but yeah, we already know. Kamami, let's just say she happens to win, what have you. Nah. You know she ain't gonna pardon nobody. She was a cop herself. But besides that, the only way that he would beat this, like at the trial, would be by some odd miracle, every witness that they call, the prosecution call, say, hey, look, we was at the free calls. It was all consensual. Nobody was harmed. We don't know what you're talking about. You know, hey, he never beat anybody, never held anybody against his will. You know, hey, what you talking about that happened with the prostitution and all of this, that's not true. You know what I'm saying? I mean, they will have to come up there and just deny everything. But see, the reason why that's not going to happen is the feds already know everything. I'm telling you, boy, if the feds come at you like they came at him, they already know everything. So that would be the only way that he would possibly get off if they was telling the truth. But no, I just don't foresee that happening. So this situation right here, when he did this, take a good look at it. That set the ball rolling to actually his downfall right there. Okay, that and a number of other things that he already did. Because see, let's talk about something. And I'm trying to tell the young black people that's listening to this so that hopefully it'll make you pause and catch your snap if you got anything going on. All the stuff that he had set up before this, he just kept doing shit, even when he was getting out of stuff. That's how you know some of it is true. Look at all the stuff he's been getting in. Okay, he beat the charges on certain things. Still won't sit your ass down. Just keep getting in stuff. Keep getting in stuff. Keep getting in stuff. Because you start to think that you untouchable and can't nobody do nothing with you. Unfortunately, your day has run out. Because see, I'm gonna play this apology again. Okay, see. Y'all remember this, and I'm doing this for a reason. I'm not trying to mock the man. I'm using this to teach a lesson. When he put out this apology, you take a look at the look on his face. I know the look of a cokehead when I see one. He was fucked up. Yeah, he was talking about he was fucked up when he did it. Nah, you was fucked up when you made this video too. He was starting to realize that, I'm possibly may not get out of this. That's what he was starting to realize. And see, you ladies, that you so enamored by these wealthy celebrities and things of that nature, you better start to understand that some of them, because there's more than one Diddler out there, I can't say that enough, some of them are just like this. They'll sit there, because you remember he put out the bullshit talking about, all the accusations are not true, and then, hey, bam, the tape popped up. And then the silver suit and everything else. And then all of that, people got to see him for the pathological liar that he is. But he's not the only one. I'll say it yet again for record. I want all the white ones that he learned it from to go down with his ass. I would love to see it. I would love to see it. It's going to be interesting to see what happened to those like a Clive Davis and Kevin Lyles. We're going to see if he decides to stay in the country. Because think about it. The people that's stepping down from these companies and all of that, if this wouldn't have happened, if they wouldn't have caught the Diddler, they wouldn't have been stepping down from none of their positions. People wouldn't be deleting social media tweets and all that. And boy, them jackasses don't understand. Boy, once it's out here in the digital world, it's forever. You ain't getting rid of nothing. Just wait till them federal subpoenas start rolling. But I want y'all to listen to this apology that he gave here. Because, see, if you're a black parent and you have a young daughter, you better study this with her. And I'm not going to even interrupt this because we heard it before, but you better study this and talk to her about what a pathological liar is, and talk to her about not idolizing wealth and idolizing celebrities to the point that she's going to put herself in a potentially dangerous situation just to be near them. I'm going to play this, and then I'm going to give commentary after this jackass is done.
It's so difficult to reflect on the darkest times in your life. But sometimes you got to do that. I was fucked up. I mean, I hit rock bottom. But I make no excuses. My behavior on that video is inexcusable. I take full responsibility for my actions in that video. I'm disgusted. I was disgusted then when I did it. I'm disgusted now. I went and I sought out professional help. I had to go into therapy, and go into rehab. Had to ask God for his mercy and grace. I'm so sorry. But I'm committed to be a better man each and every day. I'm not asking for forgiveness. I'm truly sorry.
Yep. You say you're truly sorry and you had the nerve and the audacity to put God in this. No, you're not sorry, but you're about to be. You're about to be because, see, let me tell you something. This picture right here that you're looking at, he's somewhere sitting right now in that cell up there in New York. And he's thinking about his life on the outside. He really thought that when he went there, he was going to turn himself in, post bail, and get back out. It was going to be business as usual. Well, Diddler, not this time, buddy. Not this time, because you thought that you, being a black man in America that was wealthy and a system of white supremacy, you thought you could move like them folks move, and we never can, okay? Whether you think that's fair, unfair, whatever the case may be, have the common sense enough to understand that you ain't got no business trying to move like they move. You don't, even if you have money on a similar level to them, you do not have the connections that come with that $1 million worth of whiteness that they have. You don't have it, okay? Especially if you're the type of person that don't even try to formulate any type of connections or relationships with people. See, you better understand that even if you got stuff on somebody and you thinking that you're going to extort them or blackmail them, that's not going to help you either, because of the reason that I said earlier there. The people that are connected to the folks that run this country, they can be like, yeah, okay, so what? Now you know. Well, we're not going to do nothing about it. So now what? Huh? And now you potentially place your family and other loved ones and innocent people in jeopardy because, see, the people that he's pissed off, because, yes, he have pissed some people off for him to get to this point, those people, even if you got something on them, man, they'll be like, oh, yeah, them tapes you got. And I'm not wishing this on nobody. I'm just going to give you a realistic scenario. They'd be like, all right, so you got the tape, but listen, what happened if I show up to your daughter's school, huh? You love your kids, don't you? See, he dealing with real gangsters. He was a pretend gangster. Nah, you fucking with the real gangsters now. Deborah Ann Crew, okay? CEO of Diageo. Nah, them the real gangsters right there. That bullshit you be rapping about and you was running around talking about intimidating people in New York. No, that's that bullshit that you get away with in our community. Trying to target and terrorize other black people. But now you up against some real gangsters. And like I said, and wishing it on him, but, you know, these might be the last days of his life that we looking at here. And I'm indifferent towards it. You shouldn't have used your power to hurt our people. So I hope that I got the lesson across tonight. I hope that all of you will learn from this, good, bad, and different. I don't care whether you like me, don't like me. I don't do anything to be liked. I gave you this version of these events here. For those with common sense enough to reflect on what I said, do research on what I said. Don't take anything I said for face value. Start looking at some of the stuff that I mentioned over here in this broadcast tonight. And hopefully, if you're the type of person that's involved in these things, or you think you want to be embroiled in that type of world, hopefully that'll help you make different decisions. That's it. Salute to everybody that contributed to the broadcast. Thank you very much. We have some more content upcoming on Patreon where we have yet another lesson to teach. And I hate to see this, but I have to do it because I try to give my people information in your best interest that you can actually use that will help you should you choose to apply the information. So take care of yourselves, make wise decisions, and remember that there's a big difference between a mistake and a bad decision. Start making bad decisions, you will be held responsible for the consequences of those actions. Take care of yourselves, Black first, and I will see you all in future content.